It's 84 degrees right now. I'm Debbie Monterey. And if you call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for their 26-point tune-up, it's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Chris Raunchy, Amy Mark Scores, The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Oh, what a Monday it is. It's a little steamy out there. And today on the Chris and Amy Show, it's John Hancock and me. And we are glad you are with us for the morning up until 12. Then the Gas House Gang happens. And we want you to participate. We want you to call and text 314-436-7900. We want you to send voice messages to us. And you can use the Odyssey app to do that. Just record the message and send it in. Super easy to do it. If you want to watch John and me, well, you can do that too. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We are at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
John, too damn hot. It is too hot out there, and we are in an extreme heat warning until Friday.
It's like a greenhouse out there, and a survey, Ronj, found that St. Louis ranks among the least vibrant and least welcoming downtowns in the Midwest. Nope. Take 2. A survey found that St. Louis ranks among the least welcoming and least vibrant downtowns in the United States.
Nope, John.
A survey found that St. Louis ranks among the least vibrant and least welcoming downtowns in the world.
In the world.
Wow.
I saw the headline. I'm like, oh, yeah. I was reading. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see least vibrant. In the world?
In the world.
I thought it was just going to be United States.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of downtowns in worse shape than we are.
Well, apparently not. The Cardinals have finished half of the 2026 season, and they did so by dropping a couple to the Marlins, though they won yesterday, and the offense has disappeared a bit.
It's gone.
Off day today for the Cardinals, then they're back at it tomorrow. So, yeah, that's not good. They scored 3 runs.
In 3 games.
Yeah.
And still won one of those games, so there was that.
Yeah, thankfully for the pitching. But, so the last week and a half or so has not been especially good for our Redbirds.
It's not been good at all, and we're going into, I think, maybe the most difficult stretch of games in the entire season.
Yeah, you've got games against the Brewers coming up, which obviously are going to be incredibly difficult because they are a good team.
They are.
Yeah, you got all those games against them happening. You've got the Braves,
the Cubs.
The series that starts tomorrow, the Cubs.
And
you
then
got the Braves a couple of times,
right.
Actually.
So that's a period of 14 games against teams that have better records than the St. Louis Cardinals. It's going to be tough.
Watch them win like 8 of them.
Well, that'd be great.
That'd be really great. Or, I guess we could use them winning 9 or 10. How about that? Let's just go do that.
I'm for it.
So, we'll talk a little Cardinals today. We got Matt Pauley coming up at 10:30. He will give us his take on the Redbirds and where they are and how things are going. We expect to visit with AccuWeather at 10 o'clock because we're talking about the bad weather. Well, the hot weather, because it's going to be here for the next several days, and it's not just here. It's like all over the entire eastern part of the country, and it's happening in Europe too. So hundreds of millions of people are going to be dealing with this extreme heat. Andrew Egger is going to join the show.
Is this an El Nino kind of deal we're going through here?
Buddy, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know about the El Ninos or the Ninas. I have no idea.
It's just hot.
So you mentioned it. St. Louis, allegedly, is one of the least welcoming and least vibrant downtown areas in the entire world. This according to a Gensler City Pulse survey. And I was a little, like I said, I was a little shocked. I wasn't surprised that there was a headline like, least vibrant or least welcoming regarding St. Louis. I didn't think it was going to be in the entire world.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be like that. So the study that was just released, it was a survey of 35,000 residents across 75 major cities around the world, 33 of those cities in the United States. So really the top 30 or so metropolitan areas. And it was a period between July 8th and November 4th of last year. And so they would use prompts like, my downtown business district feels blank. And then people were supposed to fill in those blanks. And there are qualities like authentic or beautiful, iconic, memorable, vibrant, walkable, and welcoming. And a lower percentage for any given category obviously would indicate that it is not it is not good. Yes. So for St. Louis, my downtown business district feels blank was 70% authentic, which that's good.
That is good.
Memorable, 67%. That's pretty good, too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Iconic, 58%. Walkable, 58%. Welcoming, 53%. And vibrant, 50%. So that vibrant downtown finish, it was tied with Portland for the worst in the United States, second worst in the world.
In the world.
Only ahead of San Jose, Costa Rica, which was at 42%.
Well, there you go. You know, I can see the vibrant problem because there's not a whole lot going on downtown.
That is, and I've been saying it since I moved back.
But welcoming, I don't know that I agree with that. I think, you know, the one thing you can say about St. Louisans generally is that they're friendly, helpful, welcoming would be an adjective I would use to describe St. Louisans.
You know, that's interesting because I have heard from some people who are not from here.
Yeah.
And who move here for whatever reason, that they feel like they have to break into some sort of clique to live here.
Huh.
That they don't feel like they are as welcomed as you would. Like, come on over and, you know, have a beer. That they don't feel that way.
That's interesting. Well, because I've always considered, you know, St. Louisans to be generally friendly people. Don't you think?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're nice to your face, at least.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what they do behind your back, but they're nice to your face.
You know, I mean, you think about rude people, you know, New York comes to mind. I just don't think St. Louisans are particularly rude. I think we're pretty good folk.
I mean, I suppose so. I mean, I grew up in the area, so
right.
I have a little bit of a bias, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see it. I can see what people are talking about. Because think about the cliche first question everybody asks you: where'd you go to high school, right? And there's a perception that a lot of people do it not just to get an idea of what part of the area you're from, but to get an idea of what your status is.
Uh-huh.
Like, well, you went to Granite City, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got that all the time from people who live in St. Louis, you know, from the suburbs here in Missouri. I tell them I'm from Granite City, and they go, oh,
what's wrong with Granite City?
Exactly. Well, screw you. You know what I mean? Like, where are you from?
I mean, there's a lot of those towns over in Illinois that are quite lovely. Muscuda.
My dad was from Muscuda.
See there?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I feel like there's probably a little truth to that. And again, I can't speak for people from the outside because I'm not one. So I know what my experience is, but I can't tell them that they are wrong.
Do you know where I went to high school, Ron?
You went to high school.
Anyone out there?
I have no idea.
Pattonville High School.
I think I did know that.
Yes.
How do you feel about it?
Well, you know, I don't like to talk, Ron, but I'm in the Hall of Fame at Pattonville High School.
For what?
I don't know. Lifetime achievement. Who knows?
What was that ceremony like?
That was lovely. Yep. I'm on the wall right next to my buddy Randy Holly.
Oh. Did they have a whole, like a banquet?
No. It's just I got a letter.
We got a letter that you're in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Well, at least buy a dinner.
I agree.
Give it something like that. But I don't know. You're right about the vibrancy thing because that has been my criticism of St. Louis mostly. Is that you just, if you go to any downtown anywhere, it feels like there's a little bit of action. Yeah. And unless there is a sporting event or a concert or something going on downtown here, it just doesn't, you know?
Yeah, there's not a lot of organic anything. And one of the problems that I think is the fact that nobody lives here downtown.
That's a huge problem.
Because if you had a vibrant population downtown, then downtown would organically fill up, and you'd encourage new restaurants to open and new venues to come online. And until we have people living down here, I just don't see how, this is not a problem that's going to fix itself.
My understanding is there are more residents who live downtown now than something like 25 years ago, but it's still not enough. I mean, you need to have more people here. And we are not the only city in the country, as we have highlighted many times before, that is going through a crisis of office space or residential space not being used. In fact, I just heard a story yesterday about Denver. And Denver has one of the highest lack of occupancy rates for offices anywhere in the country. They are like at 40%.
Wow. And you think of Denver as a thriving city.
Yes.
A destination city for a lot of our kids who graduate from college and leave, that's a real problem that we're having here in St. Louis as well.
That's right. That people go to Mizzou or they go to SLU or they go somewhere else, and they don't come back here when they're done.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know a number of kids that my kids went to school with that are gone. Like a large number.
Like they want to go off to a bigger, more vibrant place.
Nashville, Austin, Dallas.
See, and believe it or not, that's why, to me, it is important to have a good nightlife kind of area, or at least stuff to do. And yes, there is stuff to do in St. Louis, but it feels like you kind of have to seek it out. That it doesn't slap you in the face like, hey, come do this thing, right?
Yeah.
And when you go to some of these other cities, it feels like it's everywhere. It feels like the action is everywhere. And if you're a younger person coming out of college, that's the kind of place you want to live.
Yeah. Have you been to Nashville lately?
I have not been there ever. In fact, the only time I've ever been was, I went to Clarksville, which is, I think, a half hour away.
Right. We had a wedding last summer that we attended. The streets in Nashville at night and the multiple live music venues. Yeah. I mean, it was incredible. And
from what I hear, people who go there now, they say it's almost too much now. That it's got a little too corporate, and there's tourism and maybe a little too much of it, and they can't handle all of it.
Maybe, but
I'd rather have that than a place that feels dead.
It was impressive. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I had 3 or 4 people from St. Louis that recognized me. So like a lot of St. Louisans apparently go to Nashville.
When I was living in Chicago, people I'd say probably around 2010.
Yeah.
I guess it was around that year. I can't tell you how many people started to say, oh, I'm going to Nashville for the weekend.
Yeah.
Or we've got a bachelorette party or what. I mean, what's with Nashville suddenly becoming a thing? And that was, 16, 17 years ago. And it was starting to grow back then. And what's funny about it is when I was a kid, and I'm sure you can remember, you would know about this too, we almost talked about Nashville like it was a joke.
Right.
Nashville was like that, bumpkin kind of place where nobody wants to go down
Country
there.
Music capital.
Right.
Yeah. And no, it's really something. And the other thing they did in Nashville, Ron, was that they unified their city and county.
There you go.
As has Louisville, as did years ago
Indianapolis, yep.
I still continue to believe that really is a key hope for St. Louis in my lifetime.
I think it's really important that they get that figured out.
Yeah.
And because, part of it is people who don't live in St. Louis proper. So people who live in the area have a lot to say about St. Louis and a lot to say about how it should be or what they should do. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Maybe have some skin in the game, and then you can have a say in what happens here.
Yeah.
Instead of just telling us how it's supposed to be done.
No, I think that's right. And I don't think it's a sufficient condition to simply annex St. Louis City into St. Louis County. I think the whole thing needs to be St. Louis.
I agree with you, and I feel like when it does happen, it's going to be half-assed, like we
Well.
do everything else. Like we're going to say, well, let's do this compromise where we're not just one big entity. We're two separate entities, and you're part of the. No, let's just let bite the bullet and do it, man.
Yeah, right.
Let's really do this right.
Yeah, and have an efficient governing structure. We have the most inefficient governing structure I've ever seen anywhere in my life.
It's insanity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coming up at 9:30, we're going to talk to Ian Scher, AI and tech analyst at Time Worthy Research. We're going to talk about gadget prices, which are or were coming down for a long time, and then artificial intelligence rolled around, so now your stuff's getting even more expensive.
Expensive gadgets out there.
Apple and Microsoft are raising prices, like everybody else, raising prices. We're going to talk to Ian about that. Got plenty coming up on the show today. John Hancock, Chris Ranji on KMOX.
There's an old joke about Uncle Sam's new tax short form. The first line says, "How much did you make?" The next line says, "Send it in." Really? Not that funny, but that's what a lot of people do in retirement. They take money out of their 401k or IRA and end up sending it in when they pay taxes. Steve All of the All Financial Group invites you to take their tax challenge. What if your current plan included thousands of dollars in unnecessary taxes and fees? Or maybe higher Medicare premiums or a lower Social Security check? What if the savings you realized could allow you to retire early? Wouldn't you want to know about that right now? Take the All Financial Group Tax Challenge and find out. There's no charge. Call Steve today at 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Have you ever felt like you were living just a B or B plus life? It's so dangerous to live that, more dangerous than a B minus or a C plus life, because when you're living a B or B plus life, you don't change it. You think it's good enough. Is it? I'm Susie Welch. I host a podcast called Becoming You. People think, okay, an A plus life is not available to me, but there is a way. We are all in the process of becoming ourselves. Listen to Becoming You wherever you get your podcast.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Rev up your Cardinals wardrobe on Friday, July 10th when the Cardinals battle the Braves. That night, fans can shift into style with the Cardinals garage-style button-up presented by Brown & Crouppen. A retro-inspired look featuring detailed stitching and a classic patch for vintage game day vibes. It's available in medium and extra large while supplies last. Gear up and take this look for a spin. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Dustin May. See you at Busch Stadium.
Sail on down for the inaugural Yacht Rock Night on Friday, July 10th, when the Cardinals take on the Braves. With the purchase of a special theme ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals captain's hat, perfect for smooth sailing all summer long. Don't miss a pregame concert by the Yacht Rockers on the Budweiser stage. Set the vibe and cruise into the weekend. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/theme.
It's time to slide into a deal with Seidenstrucker Nobe Partners. Right now, catch 0% financing for 84 months on a John Deere 1025R compact tractor package for as low as $269 a month. This one machine is built to do it all. Mow, move, dig, and clear with ease. Don't wait. This offer ends June 30th. Slide into a deal today at Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 6/30/2026. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
The new Omaha Steak Store is now open in Baldwin at 15305 Manchester Road in Central Plaza. Stop in today and save 50% store-wide on legendary steaks, burgers, and more. Plus, get doorbuster deals starting at just $19.99. Discover the Omaha Steaks difference today at the new store at Central Plaza in Baldwin.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Well, as I mentioned last week, they unfortunately removed the St. Louis sinkhole from Google Maps, so you can't search it out, which was a bummer for me because I wanted it to become a real tourist attraction. And, well, I guess we don't get to have that. We can't have anything nice around here. So they have filled in that hole.
It's filled in.
The sinkhole has been filled in. The interstate has reopened.
Nice.
So I did notice my drive into work from Soulard today is a little less hectic because all those people who were having to exit, I guess, at Russell to make their way downtown.
Yeah, now they can
or past downtown.
Right.
So now they can they can keep going. So that's a little bit better. And then we've got the riverfront sinkhole.
Yes. That just happened on Friday.
It did happen on Friday. It was breaking news. Our very own Jade Aubrey went out to survey what was going on. And, of course, just right. I mean, it is right on the river. So
yeah. Weird.
Yes.
That one was a water main break. What I don't understand about the original sinkhole is they have to fill it in and then they dig it up to fix the pipes.
Buddy, I don't understand it either. But that's what, when we talked to Jen Wade with MoDOT last week, that's what she told us. So they were going to have to fill it in, but it's a material that they can work around or something whenever they're fixing up the water main.
They'd fix the pipes
and then fill it in.
Up.
Hey, I don't understand engineering, so I can't tell them that what they're doing is wrong, John.
Oh, well, of course.
Actually, we should probably both go down there and say, "Well, you guys don't know what you're doing. You know what you're doing? You're filling in the hole already? Fix the thing first, then fill it in."
That's what you do. And apparently there's multiple pipes, right? Like there's MSD pipes and water pipes and all kinds of pipes.
There's all kinds of stuff going on down there.
Wow.
Well, how about this? I believe that we are on the verge, the entire St. Louis area. We already know we're not very vibrant or welcoming, according to the recent survey.
Yes.
But I think that we have a bigger problem. And that is that I believe the entire region is about to fall into one giant sinkhole.
Well, that would not be good.
I was at Home Depot on Hanley yesterday.
Yeah.
And I walked out of the Home Depot. There's a giant sinkhole in the parking lot.
Boom.
I go, what is that? What is all this? There are cones around it. It's swallowing up maybe at least, probably two spaces, two parking
that'd
spaces.
be a great movie, wouldn't it? Have a city just collapse into a giant sinkhole.
I think that's the movie 2012.
Oh.
Is that what happens?
I don't know.
I think so.
Isn't John Cusack?
Oh, they've already made that movie then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because remember the Mayan calendar came to an end in 2012. They didn't account for anything after 2012.
Right. Yes.
So they thought the whole world was going to come to an end.
Huh.
And this movie was about that. But
didn't happen.
I mean, it did in a sense.
I mean, we haven't won the World Series since.
That's correct.
Yeah.
They have not. Cardinals haven't. But yeah, I think everywhere you go, there's a sinkhole or a threat of a sinkhole.
Yeah.
I drive down my street and I think where I live and I go, I bet this is going to be a sinkhole someday.
Wow. Well, because the pipes burst and then the water erodes and then boom, down it goes.
Doesn't that make you nervous? It's become.
I try not to think about it, Raj.
For me, John.
Yeah.
I've got a few fears in life, irrational ones. We've talked about it before. Amy and I have the same fear about being falsely accused of a crime, going to prison for it.
Huh. Doesn't bother me.
This is being in a car when a sinkhole opens up is now one of my irrational fears.
Odds are very small, Raj.
I know. That's why it's irrational.
Right.
But it's not zero.
No. I mean,
I could be in my car and then the sinkhole opens up. I'm in it and then there's water in the sinkhole and I can't get out.
Yeah. But I mean, that's any one of us. Anything could possibly, one car accident, boom, you're gone.
Is it, somebody help me out here. Is it Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve where there's some sort of earthquake and then Lois Lane's car falls into it Is it Superman 2? Yeah. And then Superman flies around the planet counterclockwise to make the planet go back in time.
Wow.
Yeah. So when that happened with her, and she's like, the car's filling up with dirt, I'm like, oh, that's going to be me in the sinkhole. I think about it all the time.
Well, if you end up in a sinkhole, I will simply fly around the earth counterclockwise, Ron. Take care of it.
You can't even dunk.
Oh, I can.
He can touch the net. That's pretty close.
He can touch the net.
Thank you.
We did see that. Well, yeah, he filmed it.
Twice.
We thought for sure he was going to hurt himself, and he didn't.
I did not.
He did a great job.
There's an athlete hidden under all of this over here, Ron.
When we come back, we are going to talk about why your technology is getting more expensive.
Prices are high.
Yeah, man, this sucks too. Is anything inexpensive these days?
No.
The answer is no. AI and tech analyst at Time Worthy Research, Ian Scher, you might remember him from CBS, formerly there. Well, Ian will join us when we come back. Your Apple products are about to go up in price as well. This is not good. Ian Scher joins the show when we come back on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
When Cardinals fans want to talk baseball, they turn to the Gas House Gang. Tom Ackerman, Chris Ranji, Mike Claiborne, and Bernie Miklasz bring insights, analysis, and opinions that fuel the conversation. And every Tuesday, Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol pulls back the curtain on his decisions and his team's performance. The Gas House Gang is the sports show sports fans can't miss. Hear it weekdays at noon on your home for the Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, St. Louis, need to sell your home fast? The Gelman team with eXp Realty can make you an instant cash offer in just 24 hours. No showings, no repairs, no waiting. Visit thegelmanteam.com or give them a call at 314-336-1991.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Well, it's bad. It's 83 degrees, sunny. There is no relief in sight. The real feel is 100 at the moment, and so you want to stay very hydrated today. The extreme heat warning is in effect until Friday night.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When it comes to selling your home, the agent you choose matters more than anything. This is Debbie Monterey, and I'm with my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, what should sellers really be looking for in an agent?
Thank you. You're going to select a realtor with a proven system, someone who knows how to price your home right, create strong demand, negotiate for top dollar, and guarantee results. I see it all the time. Last year, hundreds of homes in St. Louis came off the market unsold and needed multiple price reductions. That's what happens when the right strategy isn't in place. I do things differently. My focus is to help you sell for the most money possible, not just to list your home and hope it sells. Plus, I even guarantee to sell your home for 100% market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Make sure you choose the right agent the first time. Call Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Amendment 4 on the August ballot hides some ugly facts. It would create a new minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that are citizen-led.
I just say no to that.
Amendment 4 permanently ends majority rule for citizen-led ballot issues.
I'm a no on 4.
Politicians put Amendment 4 on the ballot to severely limit citizens' constitutional power.
I say no on 4.
4 is a power grab by politicians. It lets one congressional district veto reforms backed by the majority of voters statewide, giving as few as 5% of voters control over the rest of us.
That's why I say no to 4.
4 would make it nearly impossible to rein in out-of-control politicians.
I say heck no.
4 takes away our constitutional power we've used for over 100 years to pass reforms that politicians wouldn't. Keep majority rule and your power. Just say no to Amendment 4. It's an ugly politician power grab. Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you.
like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Your health story is shaped by more than genetics. Everyday choices like nutrition, physical activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play a role in your future health. Seidman Cancer Center's Your Disease Risk helps you understand how family history and lifestyle work together, offering personalized insights to support healthier decisions. Knowing your risks today can help protect your tomorrow. Visit seidman.washu.edu/YDR.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Frank Ladd informs me that it was Superman 1, the first one, that Lois Lane almost died in her car because Lex Luthor set off some sort of a nuclear weapon. He wanted to make California sink into the ocean, so that he can.
But our guy Clark fixed the problem.
Superman. Yeah, he flew the car around flew around the planet backwards.
Yeah.
And then reversed time.
Impressive stuff there.
Yeah. So that was Superman 1. Anyway, it is now time to talk a little technology with you because many people listening to the show use Apple products or use Microsoft or use just gadgets in general. Well, everything seems to be going up. Why? Artificial intelligence and tech analyst for Time-Worthy Research, Ian Scher, you may remember him, formerly from CBS News, is with us on the Quiver River Electric guest line.
Sweet.
Good morning, Ian.
How are you doing? I'm thinking about Bugs Bunny sawing Florida off into the Caribbean. That's my favorite. When I think of those evil plans.
I think some people really like to do that now, actually.
That joke has been very appropriate for a long time.
Yes, it has. All right. So, Ian, I know that, as you had pointed out in a recent piece, that a lot of stuff had been going down in price. And I always talked about televisions, for example, and would say, man, you can get a TV for like $100 now, a really good one. And that was kind of true of a lot of technology. And that trend is starting to reverse a little bit. Why is that happening where things are becoming more expensive?
Yeah, and the bottom line is the demand from AI. So just like you may remember during the pandemic, there was a big chip shortage that was hitting car companies. And it was really hard to actually even be able to buy a car, right? Car prices shot up. And it was actually a component shortage across the industry. Everyone was feeling it, but particularly the car companies were. Well, the truth is that everybody is still feeling it. And in fact, it's only been getting worse. So now we're in a point where the amount of investment that has been put into manufacturing and all of this stuff for chips just hasn't caught up with what the demand is. And part of this is just simply we have more chips and more stuff, right? If I count the number of chips just in my car alone, but even, I'm wearing a chip on my watch, I'm wearing a chip in my, some people in their sunglasses, it's everywhere. And so the result is that the cost of these things have gone through the roof because demand is so high. Apple's CEO, or outgoing CEO, Tim Cook, gave an interview to the Wall Street Journal. He called it a 100-year flood. He said he'd never seen anything like it in his 40 years of business. And Microsoft, they're head of the Xbox people, right, the video game console, they said that just in the last 6 months, they've seen the components, right, not just memory, but components in general, shoot up by double, and they expect it to increase by 5x over the next couple of years. So it's really weird. We're used to technology getting cheaper, but in fact, because of all of this demand, it is actually getting way more expensive.
So what's driving? Is it a raw material shortage or a manufacturing capacity problem or both?
So it's mostly a manufacturing problem. A lot of the world's chips flow through Taiwan and Southeast Asia. And for most of modern history, that's been okay, right? We've been able to have our supply chains work that way. The pandemic made it a little iffy. But even though we manufacture some chips here in the States, some chips in other countries, most of them in Taiwan, it was working out. But the truth is that the way that AI is changing the way we use computers, it's very similar to what we went through with the dot-com boom, where suddenly everyone was updating their computers every year or every couple of years because the technology was changing so fast. Whereas today, I'm using a laptop that's 12 years old and I'm perfectly fine. That's not how it used to be. And that is what we're going through with a lot of these components. So the industry is trying to catch up, right? They're trying to invest more in cheap chip manufacture and whatnot. But this is very complex stuff. We're talking about making stuff that is thinner than a human hair. And so as a result, it's taking a lot longer to bring on the manufacturing stuff. And as a result, we're paying higher prices for everything, unfortunately.
So it was about 4 years ago the Biden administration signed that CHIPS Act, and that was to, spur more manufacturing of them here in the United States. But at that time, we were not really talking. There was not that much conversation about artificial intelligence. It was not like it is today. We weren't talking about Chat GPT, where that was a household term. Everybody knows what Chat GPT is now. Then we didn't know that, right? So is that act now not sufficient because of it, or does it have any effect at all?
Well, there are a couple of things going on, right? One is that when that act was signed, as you point out, AI wasn't as big a thing. And so a lot of the bets that were made in manufacturing were in different types of chips. I know that it sounds like, wait, you should just be able to make any type of chip, right? But just like it's different for people who do metalworking versus making glass, different types of chips are actually very hard to make. And so part of it was a lot of the investment went into, at the time, what we thought were going to be the main type of chips we would need. The other thing is that changing administrations had an impact. President Trump was not a fan of Biden's CHIP Act. There's no real indicator of why, but he campaigned against it. And there's a belief that there hasn't been much movement on it, partially because it was passed under Biden's presidency.
Ian Scher is our guest. He's an AI and tech analyst at Time Worthy Research. We've all become aware within the last year and a half of the explosion of construction of data centers. But this is something that's been happening for quite some time in the country. But I guess now it's just reached a critical mass and they're everywhere, right?
Well, we're more aware of it, right? I think you should think of it kind of like the way we went through with cell phones back 20 years ago, right? We were putting up cell towers for a long time, starting in the 90s and through the early aughts. But when smartphones really started to get popular, right, and the iPhone and the Androids and stuff like that, suddenly you had people who were aware, oh, I need a cell phone data plan. How is my cell phone even talking to the internet? And then they start becoming aware of all of these cell towers that are being installed in their neighborhoods. And there was a lot of pushback, if you remember, a lot of concern about whether or not these things were impacting people's health and whether or not they had any links to cancer. All the research showed that they didn't. But at the time, there was a lot of concern and a lot of people trying to push back. We're seeing a similar type of thing happen with data centers. Now, data centers are different, of course. They're much larger. They have a meaningful impact on the energy grid. We have seen that they are changing the price of people's power and water in their local communities. And in fact, it's gotten so bad that the White House has gotten some of the tech companies to promise that they will offset those costs because it's so impactful. So that is part of why people are so aware. But yes, we've been building data centers for decades. It's just now that they're really starting to kind of be in our front of mind and be something that's really starting to impact us.
Ian, we're talking also about how expensive things are getting. And just recently, in the last few days, Apple has said that the prices of their iPads and MacBooks are going to go up. And I assume that will also go to the iPhone. And those are products that a lot of Americans use. So what's the latest on that, and just how bad will that get?
So they've announced already the first set of price increases on more than a dozen products, and that includes their MacBooks and their iPads, and it's between $100 and $200 in most cases. In some cases, it's even more. But the other thing is that they are not alone at all. We see that also in September, for example, Nintendo, which makes a very popular Switch 2 console, they're going to increase their prices by $50. And in fact, Xbox, just I mentioned earlier, Microsoft, is also increasing their prices as of August 1st. And it's expected that we're going to see even more from other companies as well. So, yes, part of the struggle here is that really even the companies that have, in theory, the most power over the market, right? In theory, they can command prices at the best that anyone can. They are starting to increase prices in a way that we really haven't seen in a very long time.
So when you're looking at these chips, most of them being imported to the United States, what role, if any, are tariffs playing in these price increases?
There have been a lot of efforts to try and avoid that issue. As the tariffs have been going on, and as you know, they're being debated still in the courts, there's been a lot of efforts to try and, for example, remove specific products. So for a while, Apple was able to get their specific products off of the tariff lists while it was still impacting other technologies. But there have been many times, because of the way either negotiations work or just how the White House is responding to things, that they've slapped broad tariffs on everything. And so, yes, that has had an impact. And it's not just on technology. Car companies have seen that as well. And by the way, it's impacted the other way, right? The soy industry, in particular in the United States, has collapsed over the years because the tariffs have been so high from other countries in response to others that they are not buying our soybeans and other stuff. So it's been bad all around.
This is a very interesting time period we are in now, and with prices going up with everything across the board, really, I think the last thing we want is even technology becoming more expensive, but that seems to be the case. So I mean, like, can you envision any sort of relief that people are going to get because, or how they can get it? Because this is like just another thing. Everything is expensive, and now here's another thing. You got to be kidding me. Now there's another thing where everything is going up.
I agree. And look, historically, technology has gotten cheaper over time.
Right.
That has always, for decades, that has been the case. And even, especially video game consoles, I've never seen a price increase. It's always been decreases. So this is something that the industry is aware is a big deal. And in fact, we have seen reflected in sales numbers that the sales are starting to collapse because people can't afford these things, right? They're not going to buy them. So at some point, there will be relief because demand and supply are going to go and do their thing. And people will stop buying these things for a while or not buy them as much. And the companies will have to either accept lower profits or they're going to have to find ways to make more of these things. Eventually, also, more manufacturing lines are going to come online. But it's going to be still a couple of years before some of those really ramp up. So that is why you hear, for example, Microsoft warning that for the Christmas season next year, they're really worried about what prices are going to look like.
2027, you mean?
2027.
Oh,
yes.
Great. Already? All right.
Yeah. Yeah, already.
Ian,
I know. Isn't it crazy?
I know. Usually you bring good, fun news. This isn't fun.
I'm sorry. This is the really tough part of modernization. Is this demand for chips is just unreal.
Ian Scher, AI and tech analyst at Time Worthy Research, formerly with CBS News. We appreciate you as always. Thank you, Ian.
Absolutely.
Ian Scher joining us on
He's
the
great.
Quiver River Electric guest line. Yeah, he's very
great.
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And yeah, normally we're talking about something fun.
Right.
Because technology is fun.
It can be.
Until it's not.
Can be addicting, too.
Did you see this? John's favorite segment is next on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck, taxed. Your property, taxed. Everything you buy, taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged against you. The lawyers and lobbyists working for big corporations and the super rich buried over 200 loopholes for themselves in our tax code. While they pay nothing on the services they use, working families are taxed over and over. It's no wonder they're lying about Amendment 5. Our corrupt tax system is rigged in their favor. They're getting a free ride on your back. Don't believe their lies. The truth is, Amendment 5 closes loopholes exploited by the super rich and slashes taxes paid by Missouri's working families, phasing out income taxes and cutting property taxes. They finally pay what they owe while you keep what you earn. Vote yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
83 degrees, feels like 100 right now. The extreme heat warning in effect until Friday night.
Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right now at Lowe's. Get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit, now just $169. And at the Lowe's Pro Desk, bring us your materials list and get a quote in minutes. Handwritten, a photo, or even a sticky note is all you need. Keep your jobs moving faster and on budget at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
For the last 33 years, you've discovered that at Banner Construction, we pride ourselves on quality craftsmanship. We believe the single most important decision homeowners must make when considering an exterior restoration project is, who do you hire? At Banner, we provide well-engineered, meaningful, long-term solutions to transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Let us help you fall in love with your home all over again. Call 314-569-1050 or visit bannerconstruction.com and have a banner day.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Ouch! Checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt.
I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them.
What?
Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean?
I guess.
Their gloves come off when they fight for you.
Okay.
I'm talking a settlement slap shot.
Shouldn't we be talking about the game?
Yeah, Dan, Morgan & Morgan.
Proud partner of the St. Louis Blues.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
What if your bathroom felt less like a routine and more like a daily escape? Glover here from my friends at Michael's Baths. They can transform ordinary bathrooms into beautiful, comfortable spaces for homeowners across St. Louis and all the surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls, perfect for those who love the look of stone without the upkeep. It's sleek, durable, and designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call us at 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
John Hancock is in for Amy Marks Kors, who is in Portland, Maine. Right now.
Lovely. Yeah. Probably enjoying a lobster.
She is having a lobster roll as we speak for $37.
Yep.
I'm Chris Ranji, and we're glad you're here. 12 o'clock, we're done. Then the Gas House Gang will happen. And certainly we are looking forward to that. Hey, John.
Yo.
You know about Buc-ee's?
I do know. I've been to a Buc-ee's.
Never been to a Buc-ee's, but did you see that they are going to open in 16 states? Like, they're expanding. Huh. The most recent one is opening up in Goodyear, Arizona. So that's done. But they have listed a bunch of other states where they expect to open some stores.
Yeah.
Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, so on and so forth. No Missouri, no Illinois. So we're not going to get Buc-ee's. But
I think
at least
we have a Buc-ee's.
We have a Wally's.
No, I think we have a Buc-ee's.
No, we do not.
East of Kansas City, I do believe.
East of Kansas City?
Yeah. I think I'm onto something here. You know, I'm often wrong, but never in doubt, Raj.
Well, let's take a look.
Springfield Mo is all I see.
Springfield, okay.
There's one in Springfield?
Springfield Mo, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I've been to a Buc-ee's in Missouri.
I don't know if that'd be east of Kansas City, though. I mean, technically it is.
It is. Of course it's east of Kansas City.
Well, yeah.
A lot more south than it is east.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's off 44. But yeah, they are not going to open any new ones here in Missouri, and I do not believe there are any in Illinois. But we do have Wally's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In both, I mean, the Eureka or
right?
Is it Eureka or Fenton?
Fenton, yeah.
Okay, it's Fenton. And in Illinois, it's just past, if you're going north, it's just past Bloomington Normal by like a half hour or so.
I feel like Buc-ee's is bigger than Wally's.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, okay.
Right. I've not been to one, so I can't tell you. But
yeah, it was impressive.
What is impressive is how the international people that are here for the World Cup experience Buc-ee's and are like, this place is unbelievable.
It is Springfield, and it was because Michael and I drove to Branson last year for an speaking engagement, and we stopped at the Buc-ee's. So that's where it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea.
Yeah. There you have it. Hey, did you see that Foreigner is coming to town?
Speaking of the international people.
Yes. And
Foreigner, the band.
The band Foreigner.
Yeah.
Slow Ride, right? That's
Foghat.
Oh, that's Foghat. Never mind. But Foreigner's coming to town, and not one original member of the band remains.
What?
There's a lot of bands like that are still traveling under their names, and nobody has been part of the band previously.
What are the names of any of the people?
Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Mick Jones was the longtime guitarist, and I guess
that does sound familiar.
He may still technically be with the band, but he's not performing with the band due to Parkinson's disease. And even their new singer, who was singing with them for the past probably 10 or 15 years, even he has been replaced. So the original singer, Lou Graham, has not been in the band for a long time.
We're on the third generation of Foreigner.
Of singers, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, John, did you see that new rules in the state of Missouri? Their new animal rules to curb the spread of the New World screwworm.
Oh, you don't want those screwworms.
Remember we were talking about the screwworm?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
So the new rules took place a couple of days ago, and they were announced by the Missouri Department of Agriculture and State Veterinarian Steve Struberg, right?
Yeah.
And so domestic animals from a state with an NWS-infested zone may enter Missouri with a certificate of veterinary inspection completed within 14 days of entry. So if you're bringing a pet in from out of state, they have to be inspected first.
Wow.
Got to get
a license plate on that thing.
Get your pet inspected if you're coming from another place that's got screwworm. And be very, very careful. Hour 2 of the show is coming up. And yep, the weather's going to be bad and is bad already. AccuWeather meteorologist Tyler Royes joins the show when we come back on KMOX.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, I think this is going to be a strange season for real estate. Just kind of feel it in my gut. What can people do apropos of their mortgage to put themselves in a better position to get that house?
You know what, Dave, that's a great question. There's a bidding wars that are going to happen this spring. You want to get the house. This is how you're going to make things better. Number one, we give you the power of the pre-approval letter. That means you can go into our portal and generate the letter and edit it for any amount you want, up to the amount you're approved, without chasing the loan officer. Number two, the bagel loan. No closing costs, no title fees, no lender fees, no appraisal fees. It's a bagel. Bagel looks like a zero, easy to remember. Add that money you would normally pay onto your bid and beat the other offers out. And you know what? The third thing is we can close fast. 10 days. They're going to look away at the other offers because most lenders take as much as 30 days to get done.
You can call or text Stewie at his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440, or you can Google the bagel loan, NMLS 226715.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
It is 10:01 and it is already 87 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, and these are the stories making news. Not a good morning for the president when it comes to Supreme Court rulings. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court upheld state laws that allow the counting of late-arriving mail-in ballots, even if they're postmarked by Election Day. We get more from ABC senior political correspondent Rachel Scott.
This ruling is a loss not only for President Trump, but also his Republican allies who have long argued that these late mail-in ballots, even if they are postmarked on Election Day, but this essential grace period should not be allowed. And of course, this all comes as the president is pushing for even tighter restrictions when it comes to mail-in voting and mail-in ballots. He's currently pushing his Save America Act, using this voter ID bill even as leverage over House Republicans and Senate Republicans over other key legislation. We have not yet heard from the White House or the president directly on this ruling, but this is certainly marks a defeat for President Trump as he pushes for even broader restrictions on mail-in voting.
And the High Court rejected Trump's attempt to overturn a defamation case against him, won by a woman whom Trump was found liable for sexually assaulting. We get more from ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
The High Court didn't explain its decision. It simply issued an order denying President Trump's appeal of the $5 million defamation award a federal court issued to writer E. Jean Carroll in 2022. That stemming from what Trump said about an earlier case Carroll brought in which Trump was found liable for sexual assault. The president denies he committed any offense, but the High Court's ruling means the defamation judgment stands, and he will have to pay.
Local and international rescue teams racing against the clock to pull survivors from the rubble in Venezuela 4 days after 2 powerful earthquakes shook the northern state of La Guaira. The government reporting 1,450 dead from quakes as of Sunday afternoon. It's facing growing criticism from Venezuelans that its response was inadequate and overshadowed by civilian-led search and rescue efforts. The St. Louis Zoo claims the title of Best Free Attraction in the country for the second time. After being nominated by the USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards, the zoo is offering free popular guest experiences on Wednesday. Visitors can ride the Conservation Carousel and the Zoo Line Railroad, walk through the dinosaur exhibit on Historic Hill, or experience a number of other attractions for free later this week. A new bookstore doubling as a bar is coming to St. Charles. Tomes and Tonics will open in August on West Clay Street and will serve coffee, tea, mocktails, and cocktails. Outside food is welcome, even encouraged, according to the Business Journal. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Mostly sunny this afternoon. It'll be hot with a high of 97 and AccuWeather real field temperatures of 107. Quite muggy tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is already 87 degrees with sunshine in downtown St. Louis. The weather sponsored by Ricken Financial. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost covered the 3 key pillars of retirement planning: income, risk, and your tax strategy. Join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement, every Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on KMOX.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It is not good out there, buddy.
Pretty hot.
Not good at all. And it's going to be this way for the next several days. And this is just the first of what I assume will be many, many stretches of disgusting weather that we're going to have here in St. Louis over the summer. To discuss that with us, we go to the Quiver River Electric guest line today. And AccuWeather meteorologist Tyler Royce is with us on KMOX. Tyler, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Well, you know, I don't like heat. I'm not a big fan of the humidity here in St. Louis. So as you can imagine, this is the worst. So we're at 87 degrees right now. The AccuWeather real feel is 100, and it is just now 10 o'clock. So it's going to feel like this for the next several days?
Yes, it is, and it's just not you guys in St. Louis. It's going to be spreading eastward. It's typical almost for 4th of July to have this around.
Well, yeah, we've got it around. Right, and this is, can be very serious, particularly for elderly people. People die from heat exhaustion.
Yes, and it's the elderly, the very young are vulnerable as well. And it's just not the daytime heat either. It's also what happens when it comes down to nighttime. So if especially places, the older apartments that might not have air conditioning, if there's no way to get rid of the heat during the at nighttime it naturally cools. Well, if you're only going to get down to a low of, let's say, in the upper 70s or around 80, that cooling process really isn't going to happen. And so you actually increase heat-related illnesses during the nighttime period as well. And that's just not for the elderly or for the very young. That could also be happening to us as well as our bodies try to cool down.
And this is all because of the humidity, correct?
That is very much correct. When you have the dew points that are in the 70, 75 range, it basically means that the temperature, the air temperature isn't really going to go below that and will typically remain several degrees above whatever the dew point is. So that's why you end up temperatures only dropping down to, let's say, 78 if the dew point's 72.
And for the foreseeable future, we'll get some relief here, later in the week, it looks like. But this is going to be a reoccurring problem throughout the summer for most of, if not all of the Midwest, correct?
Yeah, there's going to be bouts of heat compared to what is going to be experienced farther to the east, where there's going to be the threat of 100-degree weather. That's not necessarily going to be the case around the St. Louis area, especially this time. Though I do see we could hit 100 one day, but the multiple day threat farther to the east and going through the summer, we're going to see these bouts of heat. We're going to get into the mid to upper 90s, maybe 100, but then it's not going to be long-lasting. We'll see several days, then we'll have a reprieve, and then we'll kind of repeat the pattern as we continue through the rest of the summer.
Tyler, and this is just going off of what I feel like I remember, but last summer, I mean, it got hot, but it felt like it wasn't as bad as we usually experience here. Is that just my faulty memory, or is that the way it actually was?
Well, that's a very good question in regards to that. Just even looking at that historical data from last year, the warmest, the hottest it got was 97 back in near the end of July. What is making it a little more oppressive or maybe more eye-popping this time is the intensity is kind of coming right at us, where we can see somewhere around the end of June, beginning of July, 100 degrees. So I think that's kind of what's catching us off guard. We typically don't see maybe that threat for 100 degrees until after the 4th of July. So seeing it as early as we are, kind of before the holiday, is kind of making us think, hey, this is a little different than last year.
So is this the kind of thing where, I mean, yes, we do experience heat waves at least a few times through the summer in St. Louis. It's just the nature of living here. But do you think we can expect there to be higher than average temperatures this summer, or is there no way to know that?
There are ways to know that, and it's all going to, I won't say kind of equal out, but you're going to have days where, yes, you're going to be much above the historical average, what we expect for this time of year. In much of July in St. Louis, we expect temperature around 90 degrees. But there's going to be days where, yeah, the temperatures might be only in the mid to lower 80s. So you're going to have days where temperatures might only be 85, 84. But then on the flip side, you might have days that are 90, 96, 97. So for the most part, we are looking at this summer to be slightly above the historical average when you look at everything. But these intense heat waves that do come through, yes, the temperature departure from the normal is going to spike, but it's also going to be chipped away when we do get those days of relief from the heat.
AccuWeather meteorologist Tyler Roys is our guest. What's going on in the atmosphere that's driving this heat wave?
There's this in the atmosphere. There's this big area of high pressure that's just basically going to be settled across the eastern half of the United States for basically this upcoming week. And so what's happening is on the west side of it is drawing the moisture, the dew point, farther north in terms of being higher. So we're looking at dew points again 70, 75. It's drawing that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico up into the St. Louis area. So that's why we're getting the heat, because we're drawing the heat from the southern plains. We're drawing it from northern Mexico. Then we're also drawing the moisture up as well to help with the dew points. And so it's a very ugly combination if you do not like the heat and the humidity.
Tyler, we've got the World Cup is going on right now, and so a lot of the Europeans are here in town. And the thought a couple of weeks ago was, man, they're not gonna be able to deal with this heat because they're not used to it in Europe the way it happens here. But it turns out that it is happening there right now, that they are having some extreme heat, and they've already been having it and are apparently about to experience it more. How much worse is it, or is it going to be in Europe than it typically is?
So it really comes down to the multiple facets for those who are coming from Europe, experiencing the heat here and experiencing the heat over there. a lot of the buildings over in Europe have been built for hundreds of years, and they've been built to keep and retain heat in. So we go back to kind of how I was talking about the overnight low situation where temperatures don't necessarily cool off as much. Well, when that happens and the house or an apartment building is meant to keep heat in, there's hardly any relief at all. And so over there, yes, it is very historical to see 99 in the UK in June, 103 in the Netherlands, or the all-time record in Germany of 107, or Czechia, which is the new name for Czech Republic, at 106. Yes, those are either monthly or absolute all-time records. What makes it worse for them is their infrastructure is not necessarily built necessarily to handle, but to get to cool off at nighttime. And so with that, there's also a lack of air conditioning over there. And so what we have become accustomed to here in the United States, those fans who are traveling here, I've seen, have been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Now they're going back over there and say, hey, we need to invest into this.
Yeah, I feel like if there are a couple of enterprising HVAC people that want to see the world, they should move to Europe.
Yeah.
Move to Europe and start a business, and you will be a millionaire within days. I feel like, because when they all come back, like, man, air conditioning is amazing. It's going to explode over there. We appreciate your time as always, Tyler. Thank you for being with us, and thanks for the information.
You guys are welcome. You guys stay safe, stay cool, and have a great day.
All right.
AccuWeather meteorologist Tyler Royes. And you know what's the worst? It's bad enough when the sun is out and it's hot and it's humid and you expect it, right?
Yeah.
But when it's 10 p.m. and the sun's been down for a couple of hours and you walk outside, it's like, oh, that's when it's the worst.
Yeah, the humidity is what kills you.
Yeah.
I mean, oof. And boy, do we have humidity here.
We are looking at real field temperatures through the week. They're going to get close to 105.
Wow.
It's already 100 right now, so the AccuWeather Real Feel says it's hot and it's gross, and don't go out there if you don't have to. It's John Hancock. I'm Chris Ranji. We'll talk to Matt Pauley at 10:30.
Nice.
We'll have his Cardinals thoughts and more. Also, you know what's going on right now. The World Cup in the knockout stage beginning today.
Wow.
The Americans have a big game on Wednesday against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Down to what, 32 teams now?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Taking on both of them already.
At once.
Wow.
That's right.
That'll be tough.
It's John Hancock, Chris Ranji on the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Now it's up to you.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
What's better than watching Team USA in the FIFA World Cup, watching it with an ice-cold beer in your hand? And there's no better place to do both of those things than at the Beer Garden at Anheuser-Busch. A huge TV, every seat in the house is great. The beer is as fresh and as cold as you can find it. Bring your crew early, take a brewery tour, and then settle in for all the World Cup action. Visit BudweiserTours.com and experience USA Soccer at the Beer Garden. BudweiserTours.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life.
Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Walker just gave the Cardinals the lead. Homer! Mason Wynn to his feet. He throws.
St. Louis, it's time to hit the ballpark. ATL meets STL when the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves at Busch Stadium, July 10th through the 12th. Plus, score great weekend giveaways, including a garage shirt and a kid's jersey. Don't miss 3 days of summer baseball, family fun, and Cardinals action. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
Relive the magic of 2006 on Saturday, July 11th, when the Cards play the Braves at Busch Stadium. That night, fans will take home a David Eckstein bobblehead presented by Mid-America Transplant. This giveaway celebrates his unforgettable World Series MVP performance and scrappy plays that defined a championship run. Don't miss your chance to add this classic to your collection. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
With summer here and the kids home full-time, your garage door will see a lot more use. Do it a favor with annual maintenance from Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The 26-point tune-up is one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Get them all done. Trusted in St. Louis for 100 years. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Since 1926, they're never going to steer you wrong. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Love your low mortgage rate but need extra cash? Don't refinance. Get a Scott Credit Union home equity line of credit for home renovations or debt consolidation. Learn more at scu.org. Rates vary. Terms and conditions apply.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX. John Hancock is in today for Amy.
Where is Amy?
Amy? March Course?
Yes.
She, right now, is in Topeka, Kansas.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
She must have gotten turned around in Portland then.
Portland, Oregon?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Portland, Maine is where she was last hour.
Yeah, she's all over.
That's impressive.
I wouldn't, if I were you, I just wouldn't keep tabs on her.
Right.
Just,
all right.
let her be.
Let her be.
John, you ever heard of noodling?
Canoodling.
Not canoodling.
That's what I said too the first time he asked me. I know canoodling.
I feel like we've talked about noodling on this show before. Recently, in the last... Well, I mean, you may not have been here, John, but...
I was not a party to a noodling conversation.
I swear we've had this conversation. So, noodling is... So, you're trying to catch a catfish.
All right.
I guess you don't want to use a...
Rod and reel?
Like a normal person. I guess you want to get your hands dirty. You want to get down in there in the river.
Uh-huh.
And you stick your fist, your whole arm in a hole.
Yeah.
And you hope the catfish is in the hole.
Yeah.
And it bites your arm, and then you pull it out. And that's how you have a fish.
You got a fish bite on your arm.
Well, you have a whole fish.
Yeah.
You bring the whole fish out.
I don't know, man.
So that's an activity.
Not for me.
That's an activity that the...
Never touched a fish.
The hill people do. And so... That is what Kathleen Madigan, who is from Missouri,
Right.
you know Kathleen, comedian, she had just posted this on her Instagram account. It's a little stand-up bit, and she was talking about how a few years ago there was a debate in the Missouri State Senate about making noodling legal. Because what she said was, I didn't know it was illegal in Missouri.
Either.
It's legal in Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
It is not legal in Missouri. And apparently, and I looked this up, has not been legal for over 100 years. Going back to 1919, it was made illegal for various reasons. One of them is it destroys it's a breeding hole. That's where the fish are.
Yeah.
That's what's going down there when you stick your fist in it. So it destroys that habitat. And sometimes the fish get really big and they can pull you in. You won't be able to get your arm out and then you drown.
Ooh, that would be
So they don't want that to happen.
Horrible way to go.
Oh, terrible way.
Death by catfish.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen at all. So there was this debate, and I guess for a couple of years it actually was legal. I guess you could license to do it, but that went away in something like 2007. But anyway, Kathleen Madigan was talking about this on stage, about what was happening with noodling, and then a CNN interview that she saw with, I think she explains it here, the person that they're talking to.
I certainly was not aware that we have a Missouri Noodlers Association. CNN sent a young reporter to interview the president of the Missouri Noodlers Association, who immediately became my new hero because for his interview on CNN, he chose not to wear a shirt. She was clearly petrified of the guy. I've never seen anyone hold a microphone further away from another human being. She said, "Sir, I understand you're the president of the Missouri Noodlers Association. Could you please tell us your position on noodling?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll tell you my position. If I want to shove my arm in a hole and get a fish, you tell me why I can't." So that was the argument for it. And I thought, what is the problem? I don't know. Well, they go interview the people against it, and it was basically an environmental group, and they go, well, yeah, our problem with it is twofold. Number one, every time they do this, they're destroying the catfish breeding holes. And number two, and more importantly, sometimes these catfish, especially if near a dam, can grow to be 150 to 250 pounds. So sometimes when the hillbilly shoves his arm in the hole, the hillbilly does not come back up.
I didn't know that was a problem.
Well, there you have it.
And I also did not know there was a Missouri Noodlers Association, which apparently at one time, this is not a joke. At one time, the Missouri Noodlers Association was referred to as Noodlers Anonymous.
Well, they would have to be because it's illegal. Well, so do they have to go noodle? They have to go elsewhere to noodle, I guess. They can't.
Well,
noodle.
you could do it. You just can't get caught.
Huh.
If you get caught, you get in trouble.
Well, if you got a fish hanging off your arm, it probably pretty telltale sign you've been noodling.
Don't you want to join? I kind of want to.
No.
We need to get somebody on the line from Missouri Noodlers Association. And preferably somebody who's been with the organization for a long time. Back when it was Noodlers Anonymous.
Because they'll have some history there.
Yeah, I'd like to know why it was anonymous.
How many fish do you catch in one noodle? I mean, if you...
Well, you only got one arm.
Well, yeah, but do you stick it back down again and try and get another one?
I feel like there's probably not. There can't be that much room down there for many, many catfish.
Well, it's got to be big enough to hold 150-pound fish.
Have you ever seen... I've seen the whole... I've seen them do this on whatever show years ago. What was it called? There's like River Monsters.
Oh,
is that
yeah,
it?
with Jeremy Wade. Great show.
And so didn't they go... I'm almost positive they followed some noodlers.
Yeah. That guy, the fish that he brings up out of the waters, and he goes to like the Amazon River. I mean, he just goes to these exotic places where he's pulling up some like dinosaur-looking fishes. And I think the catfish were featured on an episode once.
Do you like catfish? Fried catfish?
Sure.
Oh.
It's got a different taste to it, but I don't mind it.
I don't care for it.
Why not?
I don't know.
Too fishy?
Yeah. I don't like my fishies to be fishy.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
This John is watching us on Facebook.
Poor guy.
He's watching the show. He says, Missourians wonder why they have a reputation for being backwards hicks. Well, I don't think everybody in Missouri is noodling.
No.
The vast majority of people in Missouri are not trying to noodle.
The state of our law is rather civilized as it relates to noodling.
What do you mean?
It's illegal.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Since 1919.
Yeah, so we're protecting the habitat under the river there. It's good for us.
I would not mind going once. Now, I don't know if I have the courage to put my arm in the hole.
Well, you could sever an artery. I mean, there could be a lot of problems with this thing.
It could be. That's kind of what I'm worried about.
Or do they wear gloves?
No, it's just their fist.
Their bare arm.
Yeah.
If you're a sissy, you wear the gloves, I guess.
Huh.
Who wears gloves? I've never seen noodling gloves.
Maybe a noodler rookie.
Man, that's a business.
Noodling gloves?
Noodling gloves. Yeah.
I don't even know if they have that. And I just
OSHA
looked up.
approved.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, of course.
There are noodling gloves.
Yeah.
Noodling gloves are specialized heavy-duty gloves used for hand fishing.
Mm-hmm.
For catfish in murky waters.
I wonder if Rawlings makes noodling gloves over there in Maryland Heights.
No, they don't make that kind of glove.
Huh.
It's a little bit different. It's for catching, but it's not for the kind you think. Anyway, so if you are a member of Missouri Noodlers Anonymous or the Missouri Noodlers Association, please check in with us because we'd love to talk to you.
436-7900.
That's right. Go ahead and text in or call in to the show. We are going to talk to Matt Pauley, the host of Sports Open Line, Redbird Rush Hour, pre- and post-game for the Cardinals, who are off today. They will play tomorrow. They've got a series against the Braves that is starting up, and that's going to be a toughie, baby. Yep. And as you know, that big soccer tournament, the biggest stage in the world in sports, is happening now, and FanDuel is changing the game. You know how, like, maybe you'll pick a player that you are looking for goals or whatever, and sometimes that player toward the end of the game can get subbed out for whatever reason. Well, if that happens, normally your bet goes with him. So there goes your bet, but not anymore because FanDuel has introduced Super Sub. So if your player does get subbed out of the match, your bet gets to stay in with the substitute. That's right. This is a brand new way to be able to stay in the game all the way up until the final whistle, and that's what you're looking for if you're going to participate on FanDuel. FanDuel.com/Missouri is the website. The app, it's really easy to use. I think you can have a lot of fun with it, and if you win, you get paid out instantly. FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All access with Ollie Marble on the Gas House Gang.
I show up every day looking forward to what's next for this group. This group fits my personality to a T. I love what we're doing. I love how we're going about it. I love the honest conversations. I love the grit. And there's been certain times where I've caught myself where bases are loaded, our back's up against the wall, and I can't help but smile. I show up every day looking forward to what's next for this group.
Ollie Marble, Tuesdays at noon on KMOX.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, Skin Cancer Awareness this summertime, and we're joined by Dr. Aubriana McAvoy, a WashU medicine surgeon.
Skin cancer is both common, but in many cases preventable. So you don't need to live in fear of the sun, but small habits really matter, like wearing sunscreen, protecting your children, and paying attention to any changes in your skin.
For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Go ahead, take a guess. It's hot and it's disgusting. 86 degrees. The AccuWeather Real Feel is 104 at the moment. So it's not going to be a whole lot of relief into the evening and really for the next few days. An extreme heat warning is in effect until 10 p.m. on Friday. Well, Steve Butts and the entire Crawford Butts family wish America a happy 250th. As America celebrates its 250th anniversary, Steve Butts and everyone at Crawford Butts Insurance extend their heartfelt wishes for a safe and joyous 4th of July celebration. For generations, Crawford Butts has been proud to serve the community.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
This summer, local events are happening all over the place, and I3 Broadband is a big part of it. At I3, we love being part of the neighborhood and are proud to support the events that make our communities great. We're also proud to deliver 100% fiber-to-home internet, recognized as Greater St. Louis's next-door neighborhood fave. We give you lightning-fast speeds and reliable performance. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 866-806-5485 to upgrade, because life runs better on fiber, and i3 Broadband is here for you.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to first. Backhanded by Burleson. He kicks the bag for a Redbird winner. Shoot off the fireworks in downtown St. Louis.
Paulie's a great name. Oh, Paulie. What'd you do for Paulie? Anything?
Me, Paulie, I was responsible.
Paulie, we're here because of you.
Cardinals ended a 4-game losing streak yesterday with a 2-1 win over the Miami Marlins. And unfortunately for the Cardinals, over that series, just 3 runs total scored. They were shut out in Game 1. They had 1 run in Game 2, and then a couple of runs yesterday. So Cardinals have now dropped 7 of their last 10 games. But again, fortunately, with a win yesterday. Time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. Matt Pauley is with us, host of Sports Open Line, pre- and post-game coverage for the Cardinals, and then Redbird Rush Hour, which is at 5 o'clock every weekday. What's going on, Matt?
Not much. How are you guys?
We're doing okay. So, yeah, I mean, the offense has been kind of thin for the Cardinals. They have not scored very many runs, not lately anyway, not over the last week. They did have that 12-run game against the Royals, which they won, and the pitching wasn't particularly good in that game. But the offense has kind of disappeared a little bit. What's been going on, you think?
Especially at home, because you go back to that Royals series, not only did they score 12 runs, they scored 5 and 6 in the 2 other games, which they ended up losing. They just didn't have pitching. But then since they were back home, that the home series against the Diamondbacks and then also against the Marlins, they didn't score a whole lot of runs. They scored 3, 4, 0, 1, and 2 runs over the course of those 6 games. So, yeah, it's these things happen over 162 games. Maybe it is something. Maybe it is something. I'm not trying to completely say that it's not something, because this could be the beginning of a downturn for this team. We saw it happen last year around the same time of the year in the month of June. But I've also been around long enough to know that sometimes you just go through periods of time where things don't look good and you struggle to score runs or you struggle to pitch, whatever it might be. So we got a little bit more time to play out here to figure out how real what the last week or so, how real it actually is.
Well, and this is a tough spot in the road to go through these next 4 series against teams that are very good by and large. We're gonna learn about what the Cardinals really are, I think, in these next few weeks.
Yeah, and they've got Atlanta twice. Atlanta's really struggling right now, but they're a really good team all at the same time, so they're going to come out of that at some point. They're going to come into this series having lost 6 of their last 7. So that, honestly, that scares me, because the Braves are too good to let one of those stretches continue on. And the fact that you're going to get them twice, I don't want the Cardinals to be the team that helps Atlanta get out of their doldrums, I guess you could say. The Cubs just took a series from Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's Milwaukee, and you've got a 5-game series against them. This is a really, really challenging final 2 weeks leading into the All-Star break. Yeah,
and these next 6 are road games. The 3 against the Braves, 3 against the Cubs, and I don't know if I'm worried because they're road games or anything like that. It's just that these are tough opponents, and they've all, even if the Braves are struggling currently, at any minute they could break out again. But I guess you could say the same thing for the Cardinals, who have been playing pretty well up until about the last week and a half.
Yeah, but I mean, Look, the Braves are a more talented team than the Cardinals
Yeah.
from a player
Totally.
standpoint. That's the difference. When the Cardinals are winning games at a high level and doing it often, it's because they're winning on the margins. They're playing the game the right way. They're coming up with big hits in the big moments. They're doing all those small things to be able to win. When the Braves are winning, they're just winning because they're really good.
Yeah. And you're not a whole lot of running from first to third when you can't hit the ball, and that's been the problem. Jordan Walker, he's in a bit of a funk right now. Is this a long-term concern, do you think, or just a temporary, tough spot?
I'm not concerned about it long-term right now. Now let's talk again here coming out of the All-Star break and see what it looks like. I think for the right now, and I include right now going into the All-Star break, I think this dude's exhausted. I think he has gone through a period that he's never had before where he's played this many games in a pretty short amount of time, playing at a very high level, becoming one of, if not the single most important player on the team offensively. And I think it's been a lot for him. And I think he's running on fumes, and that's part of the reason I really hope he does not participate in the home run derby. I don't want him to expend any extra energy that he doesn't have to during those 4 days of the All-Star break. So that's what I'm blaming it on more than anything else right now. I think he's exhausted. Now, if we get 2-3 weeks into the season post All-Star break and it looks the same, I'm more than willing to revisit that and say, okay, maybe this is a longer problem with what's going on, just a lot of singles, not a lot of power, a lot of balls on the ground, those sort of things. In many ways, it does look something like what it looked like before when he struggled, but right now I just think he's tired.
Well, and that home run derby, that can kind of mess with your swing if you're not careful.
It can. I think sometimes we make too much of it, but it definitely can, yeah.
Well, he's only homered, twice going back to the 11th of the month. So we're talking over 2.5 weeks ago. He's only done that just that one time, and an OPS of 578 over that time period. He's slugging just over 300, OBP at 270. So, I mean, he's do you see him? Does it seem to you, and I know there are numbers to that you could look at here, but it does seem to me that he is itching a little more to chase those pitches that he used to chase when he was really not going well the last couple of years. Those pitches off the plate, out of the zone, and in some cases, failing to really crush a ball that is right in the strike zone. Like, I know he's had plenty of those opportunities and just isn't capitalizing on them.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The strikeout numbers are up, 9 strikeouts in his last 6 games. Now, to his credit, he has continued to hit for average. It's all base hits. He's a 292 hitter in the month of June. So his batting average is basically exactly where it's been for the entire year. The difference is there's no extra base hits. His last home run was on June 13th. His last double was on June 12th. It's single after single after single. So that's why you mentioned some of those other numbers, whether it's the slug or the OPS, and those are not great. And even the on base, a 292 average and a 310 on base in the month of June. When you look at what he did in other months, in May it was a 296 average and a 361 on base. In April it was a 283 average, a 345 on base. So the on base is down, the slug is down. It's just a lot of base hits right now from Walker to go along with strikeouts increasing as well. And it's not like he's never not struck out this year. The strikeouts have been there. The strikeouts don't matter quite as much when you're hitting for extra bases.
Yeah, he doubled against the Twins on June 12th. The following day, he hit a home run, and he does not have an extra base hit since.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow, that's something else. What did you think of Kyle Leahy last night? Nice, impressive performance. Worked himself out of a couple of jams.
Yeah, he's on a pretty good run right now. When you think about what he's done over his last 3 starts, the Cardinals were set up. The fact that they haven't been winning very many games lately, the high leverage portion of the bullpen was mostly available. It was stinking hot yesterday, so he had to work out of some jams early on in the game. The pitch count was a little higher than where you would like it for 5 innings. He was at 87 pitches, but because Romero and Stanek and Soriano and O'Brien were all completely rested. You were able to go to the bullpen after he gave you 5, and it all worked out. In the month of June, he's got a 3.76 ERA. He has not given up more than 4 runs in the month. He's only given up more than 3 once, and he has gone at least 5 innings each of his last 4 starts. So he's trending in a really good spot over his last 4 starts. He's dropped his ERA from 4.64 to 4.09. To do that at this point in the season over 4 starts, I think it's pretty impressive.
In terms of now, I think because we're, June 29th, so just a little bit over a month away from the trade deadline. A lot of things are going to continue to change, I would suspect, over the next several weeks. Does your opinion at all about what you think they might do at the deadline change from, week to week? Like, is it different now than it was, say, a week or 2 ago?
No, and I'm not trying to be rude, Ranj, but I hate the conversation. I think it's a pointless.
Well, that's too bad. You're going to have it because you're a sports guy and it's almost trade time.
Well, no, it's not. It's
yes,
not.
It is.
We have a month. We have a month.
But this is the time. What do you think trades happen in the month leading up to the deadline?
No, trades happen in the days leading up to it.
Sometimes, and then sometimes they happen 3-4 weeks out.
Gentlemen.
Okay, I mean, Heim has even said, like, things will pick up a week or so before the deadline. The record, the trend, all that stuff will answer all the questions leading to the deadline. I think it's a lot of there's a lot of really interesting things about this team, and I don't want to just keep talking about the trade deadline. I think that, I don't know, I think it's a question that just answers itself, and we're focusing on it so much, and I'm not telling you not to ask me about it. I just think it's kind of a fruitless conversation.
What's more interesting then? You can tell me.
Like everything about this team,
okay.
The stuff that we've already been talking about with Walker and being tired and Kyle Leahy and the Liberatore stuff is certainly relevant, and JJ Weatherholt and whether or not he's going to be an all-star, and we can have that conversation about Alec Burleson. What's going on with Ivan Herrera? Why isn't he hitting as many home runs? Is Lars Nootbaar going to get traded? Is Mason Wynn somebody who is just going to be a defensive-only player and not a player who is especially good from an offensive standpoint? How about Brian Torres hitting that home run yesterday? Nathan Church going to be your longtime answer in center field. Is Joshua Baez going to get an opportunity? Is the bullpen going to be something that's going to fix itself? Can you really trust these high leverage guys? I can name a million things that are more interesting than whether or not a month from now they are going to maybe or maybe not be selling or buying.
Well, I was just wondering, Matt, whether Joshua Baez might be.
Is he going to come up here? Yeah, when Joshua Baez will come here? If there's a trade that happens.
And that's a different conversation specifically. Whether or not the team feels comfortable moving on from Lars Nootbaar so they can give Baez an opportunity, that's not a question about buying or selling. That's a question about clearing the deck for one of your top prospects to get here. And I do think that is interesting for sure. And I do think that there is a very good chance that happens.
And he's not going to play center field up here, do you think?
I don't think so. He's not. It's not a position of strength for him. But look, they've put some. This year is a year where they have put less focus on defense if the offense is going to give you a reason for that. So I don't want to say never, but I do think in a perfect world they would rather have him in a corner spot.
What do you think Nootbaar's value is to other teams?
That's a really good question, and I don't totally know the answer because, he's having, so far, it looks pretty good for him since he's come back in his 20 games. He's got an OPS that's just short of 900. He's an 866 OPS guy, and he's always been somebody that the StatCast data just absolutely jumps off the page for him, but he hasn't put it together. I think teams can be kind of sucked in by that. So, but the injury history is there. The question is, did the double heel surgery that he got in the offseason completely change his future when it comes to injuries? And if teams feel that way, I think there's solid trade value for Lars Nootbaar.
Speaking of the All-Star game, and you mentioned J.J. Weatherholt, who his WAR, I think, is the best in the National League. Of all the teams in the NL Central, I think his is the highest right now.
Yeah, it depends on whose version of WAR you're looking at.
Yeah.
I think his Fangraphs WAR is the one where it's really, really good.
So you've got that, and you have Walker, who had, even with the recent, last couple of weeks struggle, he's still been really good. So those pretty much are the two all-stars, right? Or do they both make it in?
I think they do. I think Walker and Weatherholt are both all-stars. Depending on who drops out, I think you look at Alec Burleson. The problem is he plays first base, and there's a lot of really good first basemen in the National League. Some of his numbers stack up great with the other first basemen. Some of his numbers don't stack up quite as great. People have mentioned Andre Palante because of the win total. I have a hard time believing that Palante is going to get that opportunity. Yeah. So Walker and Weatherholt, I think, are the two guys who have a really, really good shot, and then I wouldn't close the door on Burleson.
What about O'Brien?
I don't think so. I mean, if we would have had this conversation a month ago, maybe it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
His save total is good. He's at, top 4 in Major League Baseball in saves. But the other numbers there and the fact that he's gone, it hasn't looked great for him now for the better part of the last month. He's got an ERA that's close to 4, so I don't think so. I think there's going to be other guys that get chosen. And a lot of times, pitchers are, every team has to be represented in the All-Star game, and a lot of times that ends up being pitching that gets selected from those teams that don't have legitimate All-Stars, so that makes it that much tougher to get in.
All right, so Redbird Rush Hour for you at 5, and then Sports Open Line at 6. We have a plan yet?
Yeah, we're going to do an entire hour on whether or not the Cardinals should buy or sell.
Well, you're going to have to start thinking about it, Matthew, whether or not you want to. Better get yourself ready, big boy. Okay. Trade deadline's happening soon, pal.
Not until August this year.
I know, it's August 3rd?
Something like that.
Yeah, August 3rd.
Yeah, over a month.
All right. Thanks, pal. We love you.
You bet. Thank you.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
He didn't say I love you back. Did you notice? That's it. Matt Pauly with us on the Quiver River Electric guest line today. And we still do have Andrew Egger, St. Louisan, and White House correspondent for the Bulwark joining us at 11 o'clock today. Then the Gas House Gang is at 12. It'll be Tom Ackerman and me. I assume Greg Amsinger's on with us today. I think he ditched us last week.
Yeah.
Claves will be on with us.
We can assume so.
We think Claves will be with us. But anyway, Tom and I will be on the show. That's at 12 o'clock today on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $150 in bonus bets, just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy.
I got my first real six
Bryan Adams is bringing the Roll with a Punches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Bryan Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Bryan Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo. Bryan Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which is available at supplement superstores. And look, I've been using Burn Balance Complex since the week that it was released, and you notice the benefits really soon after you get started. Look, what Burn Balance Complex is a complete metabolism system. It is not just a fat burner. It works with your body, not against you, right? It's not bringing a lot of the negativity that other supplements bring. It's nothing but the good stuff. It's a natural weight loss option for people that just don't want prescriptions or injections. I get that. I understand it. And to me, Burn Balance Complex is the best thing I've used when it comes to natural weight loss. Also helps with reducing stress and lowering cortisol levels. You're going to get appetite and cravings control along with that, plus all-day focused energy with no jitters, which is the best part. Look, it's not magic. You got to put in the work. Burn Balance Complex makes putting in the work that much easier. So get out to supplement superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they'll knock 30% off for you right there on the spot, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck taxed, your property taxed, everything you buy taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged against you. The lawyers and lobbyists working for big corporations and the super rich buried over 200 loopholes for themselves in our tax code. While they pay nothing on the services they use, working families are taxed over and over. It's no wonder they're lying about Amendment 5. Our corrupt tax system is rigged in their favor. They're getting a free ride on your back. Don't believe their lies. The truth is, Amendment 5 closes loopholes exploited by the super rich and slashes taxes paid by Missouri's working families, phasing out income taxes and cutting property taxes. They finally pay what they owe while you keep what you earn. Vote yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
No Amy Marks Kors today.
Yeah.
She's gone.
She is. She's on
Billings,
vacation.
Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot going on up there.
It's the fastest growing state per capita in population.
Montana?
Yep.
Well, we got plenty of room.
Yeah. It's getting big. And so is its neighbor, Idaho, growing like gangbusters.
Really?
Yep. People flocking out there.
Isn't it expensive in Montana? I've heard that. The cost of living is higher than you'd think.
Huh. I don't know.
I don't know either. I've heard it's beautiful, though.
It is gorgeous.
Is Idaho beautiful?
Parts of it are very beautiful. Yeah.
Interesting. John Hancock is in today. We're with you until 12. Gas House Gang happens at 12. You can leave us voice messages on the Odyssey app.
Please do.
You can text in at 314-436-7900.
Please do.
If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, you can. And Jacob was watching on YouTube and wants to know if Paulie is a noodler. Well, we didn't ask him. We didn't get the noodling. He's probably, I don't think that's the kind of activity that he would get into.
No, I don't either. Doesn't strike me as a noodling
like get in the river and
no.
fist for fish.
I don't even want to get in the river, let alone the noodle.
Like the muddy rivers? Why would you ever want to do that?
You're right, exactly. It's horrible.
I mean, a catfish can't be worth it.
No.
Pete also says this is why Ranji know very little about sports. Whoa. He says 2 times in 2 weeks, a real sports guy ate me up. Last week, it was Bernie Miklasz. I don't know what he's talking about. Pete's got it's got what we call an imaginary radio. That's like when you've made something up in your mind.
I find you to be highly knowledgeable about sports.
Well, Pete's a dummy, but we appreciate him listening.
You did sports talk for how many years? 15?
Well, no, longer than that. I mean, I started doing it professionally in 2002.
Oh, that's 20 some years, yeah.
And then I did it through 20 20? No, I still do it now. I mean,
sure.
We got Gas House Gang.
Gas House Gang. That's it.
Work for other stations.
Got Ollie tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Oliver Marmol tomorrow at 12. So this will be a good time to talk to him because the Cardinals have had a little bit of difficulty in the last week and a half-ish, and maybe even longer than that. Is this a downturn for them? That was a question that you asked of Matt Pauley, or is this just a blip? So I guess we'll find out
soon enough.
That is John Hancock. I am Chris Ranji. Andrew Egger, White House correspondent for the Bulwark, will join us when we come back on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we'd been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey guys, it's Glover. Right now, buy 4 windows and get 4 free and 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock. We've got sunshine and 89 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, and just in time for the 4th of July holiday, St. Louis will be experiencing extremely hot temperatures.
Not really any good chances for rainfall here. Maybe by Thursday, there could be a spotty thunderstorm that starts to develop, but the heat doesn't wane until probably sometime on Sunday when a cold front, and I put quotes around the word cold, moves on through the area, and that could bring in some relief back into the upper 80s and lower 90s for highs.
AccuWeather's forecasting manager, Carrie Schwindenhammer, says the thermometer probably won't pass 100 degrees, but with the sun and humidity, it'll feel like 110 at times this week. A mixed bag of rulings from the Supreme Court when it comes to the president's powers to fire certain agency heads. The court rejects Trump's attempts to fire Federal Reserve Board member who's been accused of mortgage fraud, but the court upheld Trump's power to fire a member of the Federal Trade Commission.
The court didn't say Fed Governor Lisa Cook
can't ever be removed. Chief Justice John Roberts says at a minimum she should be afforded the chance to respond to the allegations against her before she's fired for cause. In a separate opinion, Roberts upheld the power of the president to displace a member of the Federal Trade Commission. This opinion overturns a 1935 ruling that protected FTC commissioners. Roberts writes that subordinates who exercise the president's powers are subject to removal by him.
The U.S. Supreme Court today upholding a Mississippi law that gives people a grace period to have their mail-in votes counted. The ruling also paves the way for similar laws to be upheld in dozens of other states. The decision was 5-4, with conservative Amy Coney Barrett writing for the majority.
This was a decision based largely on federal law, where Justice Barrett saying that federal law says nothing about late arriving ballots or the counting thereof. Therefore, states have the ability to set their own policies, and that means those policies now basically will stay in place both for the midterms and likely beyond.
Illinois makes, by the way, that was ABC's Devin Dwyer reporting. Illinois makes billions off in-state gambling every year, but only a small percentage goes into treatment for gambling addicts. A partnership with the Illinois Answers Project and Capital News Illinois reporter Maggie Doherty finds people in Illinois lost $7.7 billion gambling last year. Doherty says Illinois brought in $2.3 billion from gambling tax revenues, most of which goes directly into the General Revenue Fund.
A small amount goes back to treating gambling addiction, but it's a very small portion. For every $100 of that $2.6 billion that the state collects, only 6 cents goes back to treatment. And then about $4 million goes to a public awareness campaign.
The St. Louis Zoo claiming the title of best free attraction in the country for the second time in the USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
High heat this afternoon with sunshine. We'll have a high of 97 with AccuWeather real field temperatures of 107. Quite muggy tonight. Patchy clouds, low 78. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zare on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, it's 89 degrees downtown. The weather sponsored by the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Every Monday we talk to our guy, Andrew Egger. He is with The Bulwark, the White House correspondent and co-author of the Morning Shots newsletter. And he joins us now on 104.1 FM KMOX. Andrew, we appreciate you. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys this morning?
We're okay. So how was Iowa?
Iowa was great. I did not realize when you drive to Decatur, Clark County, Iowa, they're like right on the border. That's like a 90% in Missouri drive. And, a lot of back roads I'd never taken before. I'd never driven to Southwest Iowa from here, but it was pleasant. Saw the governor, had a good time.
So what did we gain by going into Iowa? What did you learn?
I realized I just said I saw the governor. That's not even true. I saw the Democrat who's running for governor.
There you go.
And that's what I gained. I was with Rob Sand, who's running for governor up there. Saw him do a couple of events down there. Also saw some family over the weekend, which was pleasant. My brother-in-law is a pastor. He just got installed at a church in Iowa City. So yeah, it was a eventful weekend personally and professionally.
Nice. What's the denomination?
Lutheran Church, Missouri Synod.
Oh, very, very good. That's a solid church. Very, very good. Andrew Egger is our guest with the Bulwark. What reports are you getting out of the state fair that's taking place in our nation's capital?
So this is an interesting thing to be witnessing from afar, right? I mean, I would be able to go see the sites if I weren't out here reporting right now. But it seems like it is sort of a strange combination of a couple of different things, right? There are these state booths that are all over the thing. Every state was asked to sort of send a delegation. Most of them did. I think there's 6 states that decided not to participate for one reason or another. But they seem to be kind of cool. I mean, it's everybody's putting their best foot forward. Everybody's kind of doing the state competition stuff. Like, hey, come check out our Florida oranges, or come check out this or that. And based on reports I'm seeing of just how the attendees are handling all of that, it seems to be like fun. It seems to be not particularly partisan in a lot of ways, because it's just, the states are putting their best foot forward, like I said. At the same time, this is all happening under the auspices of a national planning for this event that has been extremely partisan, right? The president kicked this whole thing off with essentially a Trump rally on the National Mall. You had Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy making cracks about the quote unquote libtard performers who had backed out of participating in the opening ceremony of this. And then it was really just the same Trump rally speech we've all heard a million times, if we are the kind of people who tune into that thing. And like that being the thing that kicks off this 250th anniversary celebration did rub some people the wrong way. That said, it's not like that spirit has permeated every element of this state fair. It's just there's this sort of uneasy tension between these two sides of the thing.
Yeah, and so there was I know there's a lot of confusion about the Freedom 250 and then the America 250, which was established by Congress 10 years ago. So that's different than the Freedom 250 thing, which is Trump's idea, and that's his baby. So, like, if you go to Washington, if you go experience any of this stuff, do you have an idea of what's what? Are they all kind of conjoined? How is it working?
Yeah, most of what's happening here is taking place under the auspices of this Freedom 250 thing, or this thing that the president has set up, which is it's sort of this strange public-private partnership that's happening. A lot of it is under the auspices of the national park system, but Trump has taken a much more aggressive personal role in supervising a lot of this stuff, like he's done with much of the sort of DC area aesthetic stuff over the past year. All the different beautification projects and the Kennedy Center and the police force and everything. I mean, he in some ways he has really sort of appointed himself the mayor of Washington D.C. in some respect, and we've seen that with this Freedom 250 thing as well.
What do you make of this Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan book that's just been released?
Well, there's a lot of crazy stuff in there. I haven't actually been able to crack a copy of it myself. I'm going to be interested in reading it when I get back to D.C. But I mean, it's always interesting to see how much more grist some of these people can get when they're working on a book versus when they're working on just articles. It seems like people they get looser lipped and they get freer when they're like, I'm not going to have to worry about this quote being published for 4 months instead of tomorrow. And in the end, that's not that big of a difference. But I mean, it's sort of astonishing. And of course, these guys are two of the best reporters in the business, so they get amazing stuff no matter what. So I mean, but really, some of the stuff we have seen. I mean, just the idea that they are apparently in possession of either taped material or like verbatim transcripts of taped material from stuff that has happened in the Situation Room at the White House. I mean, this is stuff, the kind of stuff, the kind of digging and the kind of reporting we have not seen in a long time. And it's coming at a moment when the White House is really, really, really working aggressively to crack down on these sorts of leaks. Even at much smaller scale, even on a much smaller scale. I mean, I can just tell you as a White House reporter, there is a paranoia in this White House about being seen as just really even interacting with journalists very much, just because you don't ever want to be the person at whom an internal finger is pointed as potentially passing information that's not, the approved party messaging line. So, and of course, that's the case for any comm shop in any White House to a certain extent. But here in particular, it has become really ferocious, and so it's been amazing to see the amount that they have been able to dig up.
Andrew Egger on the Quiver River Electric guest line joins us today, and a bunch of Supreme Court rulings have come out. Some of them have gone against the president. One has gone in his favor. For example, they have reinforced his ability to fire the heads of certain agencies like the FCC or the FTC. They say those are within his authority. but he cannot fire the Fed governor. So there's all kinds of stuff that is going on. In the rulings that you have seen so far, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, let me pick out a couple things on that, and then let me also real quick mention the elections ruling that we got. So you just mentioned they did really. It seems they overturned a relatively old precedent, almost a century-old precedent. This is a sort of thing that some conservatives have argued is necessary for a while in terms of Congress having given these different independent agencies too much executive authority in these laws. They basically said that by standing up all of these quasi-independent branches like the FCC, like the FTC, and basically putting this hedge of protection around the people who go in there as their administrators against the president firing them. They are impermissibly carving out chunks of the president's executive power, investing them in these areas. There are, like I said, a number of conservative scholars who've argued that for a while, and that's basically what the court found today, with the result that the president just gets a lot more discretion in hiring and firing the people who run these agencies. Now, the one big exception to that, which is interesting that it came down today, because these two cases almost seem like they cut against each other, is that the court ruled, at least procedurally and at least for now, that the president cannot immediately fire Lisa Cook, who's this Fed governor. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, they kind of carve out the Federal Reserve from that broad argument that they made in that other case. They say, the U.S. has always had a central bank. It's always been seen as independent. There's this lengthy, political tradition of this. And they say, when Donald Trump announced that he was firing Lisa Cook, it was over this purported, mortgage fraud violation, which we could talk about at length, but which, is broadly seen to be basically cooked up and pretextual. But their problem with it wasn't that it was cooked up and pretextual. Their problem with it was that it was before she came on the job. So it could not really be a for-cause firing as the statute requires, because the president said it himself. He had fired her for this thing that happened before she became a Fed governor. So that, and I can get into that other case a little if you want, but that is sort of how those executive power rulings came down today.
Yeah, and would any of these, I guess, independent agencies other than the Fed, would they be subject to Senate approval, or could the president just hire and fire at will?
I would need to drill down on a little bit of the individuals here. I don't have like all of the whole list in my head. A lot of them are subject to Senate approval. We just had the new chair of the Federal Reserve, Kevin Warsh, come through. He was required to get that. But the bigger question here is, the president does have a certain amount of discretion before the Senate will approve various candidates for various things to put people in an acting capacity, or in some cases, the authority at these agencies passes to a deputy for a time. And so a lot of that is part of what was at issue here. The president has pursued in some of these cases, let's just get the people we don't like out of the way now, and then we'll figure out how to fight the people that we do want onto the board later. That has provoked a certain number of fights, especially at the Federal Reserve, where you saw senators like Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina basically saying he would gum up all approvals of new nominees to this board until the president stopped trying to go after the people who are currently serving there. So again, all this stuff is sort of complicated. There is a Senate role in this stuff, but the president has wanted to be able to do this firing even when he is not necessarily sure that he will be able to get his people on there permanently as a result.
Also, we have a ruling, or the Supreme Court has ruled, that despite what Republicans seem to want to do, and that is curtail how mail-in ballots are counted, they don't want this to be a thing where states can still be counting them days and days after the election happens, or after, these ballots arrive after the election happens, as long as they're postmarked. Well, the Supreme Court ruled against them and said that state laws that count mail-in ballots arriving after Election Day can continue to do so. So what does that end up meaning? Because I know that's been a push of theirs. They want to do away with that.
Yeah, and it remains a push of theirs, right? I mean, this is part of what's in this Save America Act that the president wants to see passed, that he is leaning very hard on the Senate to pass. Essentially, what the Supreme Court ruled today was it was not a constitutional ruling. It was just a matter of ruling what current federal law says and should be taken to say. And essentially, the majority, which was joined, by the way, by two of the conservative justices, Amy Coney Barrett and the Chief Justice, John Roberts, they basically said there's just nothing in the current federal statute that precludes states from performing their elections in this way, where if a ballot is postmarked by Election Day, it can be counted. And they said, Congress could change that law if all they would have to do is pass a different law to basically say, and they have to all be in by Election Day. And at that point, states would have to comply with that, which, again, is part of what the Trump administration is trying to do right now. But they were essentially just saying the Trump administration had wanted them to not have to pass this bill at all to get there, to basically just say, no, the current law should be interpreted to require those ballots to be in advance. They didn't get that at the Supreme Court today. The one thing I will say is there is a pretty large group of people who would like to see something like this passed. These ballots continuing to sort of trickle in for days and days after the election is one of the least controversial things that are currently sort of under debate and in dispute. There are pretty strong majorities for a few of these things that are in this Save America Act. Not everything that's in the bill. There are reasons why Democrats staunchly oppose the whole package. But that is one of the things that I think if you were to see a standalone bill try to go through the House and Senate, you might get more buy-in for something like that than for some of these other provisions.
Well, we're about 250 years into a system where states have administered elections in this country. Mm-hmm. And the fundamental question, it sounds like the court just didn't address here.
Yeah. I mean, and to the point that you just made, I mean, basically what they were saying is Congress has not yet taken upon itself to give itself this power, and therefore it ought to, at least for now, redound to the states. I mean, I think, by the way, I don't overtake what I just said as thinking there isn't necessarily some like giant national clamor to solve this as a federal issue. I in the back of my mind as I say this, I'm thinking about these primary elections we just had in California, where the vote takes longer to count than pretty much anywhere else in the country for this reason and others. And there has been a lot of energy like, do we really want to continue in a system where this is the way that this ought to go? And maybe California should take it into their own hands to change these laws. But you are right that there is like a strong federalist argument to be made that maybe this should be up to the individual states, and probably by default ought to be up to the individual states rather than Congress getting involved at all. So I take your point there.
Andrew Egger, White House correspondent for the Bulwark. Sign up for his newsletter called Morning Shots. We love talking to you, and we will do it again next week.
I love it as well. Thanks for having me.
Andrew Egger from St. Louis, who was just recently in Iowa.
Wow.
How about that?
That's a state to the north.
I have been to Iowa.
I have too.
Yeah, it's a nice place. Been there twice. I went to the Field of Dreams.
Oh, wow.
I saw the first Field of Dreams game there, yep. And I left early.
Yeah.
It's Chris and Amy show on KMOX. John Hancock is with me until 12 o'clock. Then it's the Gas House Gang. Ackerman and I will hang out, talk baseball with you. Then, again, at noon.
Amy Mark Scores here for Rottler Pest Solutions. Okay, it's summer and your grass is green because you've put so much time and work and money into your lawn, whether it was fertilizing or aerating or mowing the lawn just right. And then moles ruin everything. Tunnels can quickly ruin your lawn and your landscaping. Here's what you need to do. Visit Rottler.com. Rottler offers a fixed annual program, so it's not like they're charging per mole. Plus, they have follow-up visits included between scheduled services. You have comprehensive exterior treatments, which means you don't even need to be home during the service. And, of course, Rottler includes year-round warranted protection. You've spent time and money on your lawn. Make sure you don't let moles ruin everything. For 70 years, Rottler Pest Solutions has helped local homeowners protect what matters most. Visit them today at Rottler.com. That's Rottler.com.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
At EasyCater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting, always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some power bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With EasyCater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with EasyCater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff and Como game on Thursday, September 3rd, with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff in Como. MIZ.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost cover the 3 key pillars of retirement planning: income, risk, and your tax strategy. Join us for Kickin' with the Rickens Redefining Retirement every Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on KMOX.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering for Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
John Hancock is in today for Amy Marks Coors, who's in Galveston, Texas today.
Oh, down there at the bottom.
Yep, right there at the bottom. I'm Chris Ranji. 12 o'clock is the Gas House Gang, and it is coming up here on KMOX. Got plenty of Cardinals discussion for you. We will have Greg Amsinger talking baseball with us.
St. Louis?
Yeah, Lindenwood University.
That's right.
Lindenwood's finest.
Yeah.
One of the finest. And we'll also have Mike Claiborne scheduled to be on the show today.
Sweet.
So looking very much forward to all of that. We appreciate you being with us. And by the way, you can watch on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You can also listen to us on the Odyssey app. You, by the way, you may not know this, but we're going to be giving away tickets tomorrow for a ball game.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Good
Starting
seats?
Tomorrow.
Good seats? Green seats?
Well, I would think so. But it is for the Yacht Rock theme night at the ballpark, which is coming up on July 10th.
Very nice.
So we're going to give away tickets tomorrow and through the rest of the week. That includes you. You and Michael are going to have to do it when you're in here on Thursday.
Fun. We will do that.
You going to have a good time?
We're going to have a great time. So you're gone Thursday and Friday.
Yep.
And Monday, right?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
wow.
So you get to be involved.
Amy, we might not see again. You just never know.
No, she'll be back from Galveston at some point.
Okay.
Nobody wants to stay down there.
No, that's true.
Hey, so we were talking about St. Louis, and
Yes.
earlier today we brought you the survey of residents. There's 35,000 residents of cities around the world, and it's the Gensler City Pulse 2026 report. And so what they concluded from their report is that of the 75 major cities worldwide, St. Louis, unfortunately, ranked nearly dead last.
Wow.
In the world in what was welcoming and vibrancy.
Yes.
So we were the worst in the country, the least vibrant in the entire country.
World.
No, we were second worst
in the world. Okay.
In the world.
Well, who's worse than us?
San Jose, Costa Rica.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But also we have a reputation for being dangerous. Well, yesterday, Jim Norton, comedian, he's been around for a long time. He's been involved in roasts. He's got a podcast. I know you've seen the guy.
Sure.
Bald guy, short. And he was walking around downtown, and he was talking about the kind of thing that we're talking about.
I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri, and people say it's the most dangerous city in America. Some people say the second most dangerous city, but everyone tells me, be careful, it's dangerous. Let's see how dangerous it is. This is the St. Louis Arch. So far, I don't feel like I'm in danger. It's a myth. Not dangerous at all. Don't believe what people say about St. Louis. I've just gone exploring and I'm fine. It's a great place to take your family and have a vacation. Thanks, St. Louis, for a great time.
Well, I hope he was being serious.
That's great.
I get the impression he may have been mocking a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, he didn't get mugged.
He was down at the Arch walking around. Good for him.
That's a really nice area. It's a federal park.
Yeah.
They keep it up. It's funded.
It is funded.
It's nice.
And they've upgraded it considerably in the last decade.
Oh, yeah. It looks great down there. I love the Arch grounds, man.
Now
We're
they're
very,
talking
very lucky.
about extending it to the other side of the river.
They might as well.
Sure.
It's a bit unsightly over there. Don't you think?
A little bit, yeah. But it's also the best view of the Arch.
Oh, there's no question if you go over there. That's why if there's a sporting event, they always have establishing shots from that side of the river facing us. It does look pretty good. You got the river, some of the boats, you got the Arch, the skyline.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Millennium Hotel.
Which is going down. Oh, yeah. We also need to address the Millennium Hotel. Well, Millie, the weed, which we have in the office right now, and we need to plant her.
Yeah.
She's struggling a little bit, but we need to get her in the ground.
Absolutely.
And also, is there a truce? From what I understand, there may be a truce with the Garden Hotline show.
It's kind of like a ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. I think it's
so it could pick back up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what Michelle Reeser West had to say. That's coming up before the show's over.
Nice.
Yeah. It is the Chris and Amy show. John Hancock is in on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Every day starts the same way, and then it goes wherever it wants.
Life doesn't stop for Cardinals baseball. It just kind of runs alongside it. Dave Glover here from the Dave Glover Show. We're talking real life, real stuff, and yes, a lot of Cardinals along the way, because that's how fans actually live it. It's just like happy hour, man. We get together every day from 1 to 5. We have fun, we laugh, we commiserate, we complain. DGS 1 to 5.
The Dave Glover Show at 1, and then Cardinals baseball.
What if your bathroom felt less like a routine and more like a daily escape? Glover here for my friends at Michael's Baths. They can transform ordinary bathrooms into beautiful, comfortable spaces for homeowners across St. Louis and all the surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls, perfect for those who love the look of stone without the upkeep. It's sleek, durable, and designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call us at 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
With summer here and the kids home full time, your garage door will see a lot more use. Do it a favor with annual maintenance from Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The 26-point tune-up is one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Get them all done. Trusted in St. Louis for 100 years. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Since 1926, they're never going to steer you wrong. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Well, I bet you think I'm going to say it's hot out there. Guess what? You are correct. It is very hot right now, 89 degrees, but the AccuWeather real feel is 108. And it's going to be this way for the next several days. An extreme heat warning is in effect until late Friday night. And the weather is sponsored by Huff Heating and AC.
For dependable, no-pressure home comfort solutions, turn to Huff Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and family-operated for over 40 years. Our team will work with you on a plan that fits your home's needs with financing available. And as always, your family's comfort is our family's business. Learn more at huffheating.com.
What's better than watching Team USA in the FIFA World Cup? Watching it with an ice-cold beer in your hand. And there's no better place to do both of those things than at the Beer Garden at Anheuser-Busch. A huge TV, every seat in the house is great. The beer is as fresh and as cold as you can find it. Bring your crew early, take a brewery tour, and then settle in for all the World Cup action. Visit BudweiserTours.com and experience USA Soccer at the Beer Garden. BudweiserTours.com.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Got some news over the weekend, John Hancock, that John Mozeliak, remember, the former general manager and president of baseball operations of the Cardinals, who left the organization after, there was a whole succession plan involved, and Chaim Bloom has now taken his position. Well, Mozeliak is now the interim general manager of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Wow. And so he's going to have that role for a little bit, and then I believe he's going to take part in their succession plan. Right. It doesn't sound like this is the kind of thing he wants to do forever. But, it just, I know he also spoke to Tom Ackerman on Sports on a Sunday Morning yesterday, just talking about this new role and looking back on his time here in St. Louis. And I know that there were a lot of people who were just over him.
I think
here.
that's accurate. I think that's accurate.
And I think it's not uncommon for somebody who was in an organization for 30 plus years, and when they did struggle, I think he was viewed as the reason that the team the last few years had not been particularly good. We had a couple of decent seasons in there, and this one's been a pretty good year, though they're on a I don't want to call it a losing streak. Yeah, there's something. Last week and a half, they had a 4-game losing streak. They lost 7 of 10.
Yeah,
which is not a good trend, obviously. But I think it's a little more than that. And I do think that his time here was pretty successful because you have to keep in mind that any president of baseball operations, any general manager in the sport is working under the parameters that are given to them by ownership. So not every GM in baseball is working with the same sort of constraints. Some are free to do whatever they want. Others have more to consider. And I think, and the Cardinals have had good ownership too. They have spent money. They've been top 10 in payroll when their seasons were
rolling,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Top 8 to 10 in payroll most years, which I think is pretty good
for the size of this market.
For the size of the market, yeah. So, I do think that he was pretty successful. Not everything worked out, but by and large, I think he did a pretty good job as general manager here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We let our minor league system, which was a real strength of this organization, we let it really.
Now that's the bad part.
Yeah, the player development, the technology, things where when Mo started here as general manager, taking over from Walt Jocketty, the Cardinals were state of the art in all of baseball, and then we just kind of let it atrophy.
Well, that's the real issue, is that I think they were so focused on investing what they had at the big league level. Talk about payroll. And even in some areas there, I think they could have done a little better, contributed a little more to payroll. Not like, I wouldn't expect them to make any Shohei Ohtani kind of contract
No, they
offers.
were never going to do that. But 2006 and 2011 taught the Cardinals that if you can get into postseason, because both of those teams were, barely over 500 in the regular season. But if you get the postseason, anything can happen. And I think they lived on that way for another decade, thinking, here, plug a hole here, get a mid-level free agent there, try and get the ball club, good enough to get in. And then that didn't work anymore.
Which, okay, here's the thing about that. That is not my... I don't care for that philosophy. It is true. You can get into the playoffs and go on a run. But a lot of times, who did we talk to recently on the Gas House Gang? I don't think it was Mike Farron. It was, gosh, I can't remember now. But we were talking about payroll and expenditures. And, I mentioned that teams like Cleveland and Tampa and Milwaukee, they don't spend a ton of money.
Yeah, well run.
And they're constantly in the playoffs. And the retort is, have they won the World Series?
Right.
And the answer is no. And so there is a bit of a disadvantage there. If you're not spending like, the Yankees are, even though they haven't won in a long time either, or the Braves are spending a pretty good money, then you just don't have the opportunity to win. I mean, it's there for you, but it's a lot harder to do it if you can't commit to payroll in the same way as some of these other teams.
Yeah, I wonder if this is the longest World Series drought in Yankees history, or at least in the last 100 years.
That I don't know, but it's
could
a pretty
well
long
be.
one. Yeah, because you're talking almost 20 years,
right?
So yeah, if you're not spending like the Dodgers or Blue Jays, Braves, Astros spend a good amount of money, and that's a big market team too. They're
for sure
fourth largest, I think.
Yeah,
Cubs spend a lot of money. So, yeah, money does matter, which is why this whole conversation about the salary cap and the salary floor, which I don't think the players are interested at all in accepting a salary cap.
Right.
Like, they have been so hardline against it for years. But maybe that's a thing that helps solve it. The pushback against it, though, is the problem really isn't the salary cap or the floor or the fact that teams have so much to spend. It's that some of these owners at the bottom just refuse to spend money.
Yeah, they do. And, and it becomes a death spiral because then you don't draw fans because the team's not any good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't make as much money, and then you don't spend it, and then no fans. And it's just you get into that death spiral. And you wonder why people hold on to that asset when, by cashing out, they're gonna make their money. They're not making much money now on an annualized basis, But the asset they've got is worth, minimum $1 billion.
Every single owner of every baseball team, if they sold today, would make money on their investment. Everyone.
Yep.
In some case, think about the Cardinals, which they're not going to. That could happen down the road here, but I think the DeWitt family is going to be in charge for a while.
Looks that way.
Yeah, and they just announced their leadership structure last week, and Bill DeWitt III, will be the, he's in charge. He's the CEO now. And so I think that it could happen down the road where they do sell, and when they do, they will make a considerable amount of money because they bought the team for about $150 million in the 90s, and it is now worth close to $3 billion. So
yeah, it's an iconic franchise in all of sports, and I'm excited because I do believe this franchise is heading in the right direction right now. And everything they're doing and the decisions they're making, the forward-looking, is encouraging. Back to Mo going to Anaheim. Has there been a more just derelict franchise over the course of the last 20 years than the Anaheim Angels?
No, they're pretty bad.
It's unbelievable. And they had arguably the two best players in the sport for a few seasons.
Okay, so you could put the Pirates in that situation,
right?
I think you put them in there. Miami, even they're playing well now.
Yeah,
but relatively speaking, they've had a couple of competitive seasons since their last World Series.
Pirates made the playoffs 13 years ago.
But overall, no.
Yeah,
the Angels have been bad, really bad ownership. The Nutting Group, I think they call it a group, but it's Bob Nutting, his company, owning the Pirates, and they have just completely not fostered anything.
Yeah, I know. Although they've got some very good young pitching right now, the Pirates do. They think about where the Cardinals would be if we had found a couple of those diamonds in the rough.
Well, yeah. That changes everything for
you. It does. It absolutely. And we haven't had a stud pitcher in a very long time, starting pitcher that we've drafted and developed. Heck, even Wainwright was acquired by trade. So I can't think of, I guess Michael Wacha came on the scene with a splash, and was very good early. It still is a good pitcher in that pitching in Kansas City. But, not so much.
Look at these teams that are at the bottom in payroll. And this is, I'm going from bottom to the top here.
Yep.
Least payroll to the highest.
Right.
And I'm not going to do all 30, but I'm just going to give you an idea of what's at the bottom. Marlins, Guardians, Rays, the White Sox, Washington, Oakland,
Sacramento,
Vegas, Athletics. Cardinals right now are at the bottom, but they usually aren't.
Right.
They've been top 15 or better.
And that was by design.
Right. This is different. They have made a conscious effort to kind of reload. So that's a different thing. Pirates, Twins, who've had a lot of really good teams too.
They have.
That make the postseason, but they stall in the postseason. Rockies have been really bad.
Ooh, you're right about that.
Colorado has not had a good year in a while. Then the Reds, Brewers, Royals. So those are your teams that don't spend. And look, how many of them have won the World Series?
Royals.
0?
Royals won.
Oh, Kansas City in 2015.
Yep.
White Sox in 2005. So it's been more than 20 years. Cleveland's been there. Well, the Nationals have won.
Yep, in 19.
But they had a better payroll. This is more of a new thing, too. They're kind of going the Cardinals route.
They had Scherzer and Strasburg on that team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Rendon, when he was really good.
Right.
Zimmerman.
Was Harper still on the team then?
When they won the World Series? I don't think so. I think he was... No, that was 2019.
Yeah, it was 19.
Yeah, I think...
his first season with the Phillies, the Nationals won the World Series.
That's what it was. Okay, so it's 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Bryce Harper, by the way, would have looked really great in a Cardinals uniform.
Yes, he would have.
Yeah. That's John Hancock. I'm Chris Ranji. A little bit to go with you here before the Gas House Gang at 12. Go ahead and join in the show. 314-436-7900 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Summer is officially here, and that means the family internet, it is working overtime. All our lives are always online, and that's why I rely on i3 broadband. Traditional cable just can't keep up, but i3 delivers 100% true fiber directly into my home for ultra-smooth, reliable performance. Plus, they're a local provider that actually treats you like a neighbor. Skip the fake fiber. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 866-806-5485 to upgrade, because life runs better on fiber, and i3 broadband is here for you.
Your health story is shaped by more than genetics. Everyday choices like nutrition, physical activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play a role in your future health. Siteman Cancer Center's Your Disease Risk helps you understand how family history and lifestyle work together, offering personalized insights to support healthier decisions. Knowing your risks today can help protect your tomorrow. Visit siteman.washU.edu/YDR.
No! USA is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
You know, most sellers put their home on the market and they just wait to see what happens. Well, I'm Kevin Wheeler, and I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one that I trust. That's Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
You want to take a guess what the temperature is right now?
Right now, I'm going to say it's 93 degrees.
93 degrees. It is not. You'll be stunned to hear that it is only 89.
Oh, sweet.
But that real feel?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like out there.
101?
107, buddy.
107 out there.
It is 97 in the shade.
Wow.
Disgusting.
It's hot.
Oh, I can't stand it.
But, a few hot days, not going to bother anybody.
Good gravy. That's just terrible. This texter says, thanks, Chris, for letting us know it's gross outside. I work for your competitor. Nice package. From Big Brown Driver Greg.
Nice.
So Greg is a UPS driver, apparently.
Uh-huh.
And do you know about my...
Yeah.
Yeah, Nice Package, my delivery company, where everybody wears cutoff shorts.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's gross. By the way, don't those cutoff shorts seem pretty good right about now?
Probably would. Probably would out there.
You don't want to wear pants now.
Well, you got to wear something.
So I'm wearing pants to work.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Frank can't believe it. I am wearing pants today. I don't like wearing pants. I prefer to wear shorts.
Huh.
And if you don't know this, John, there is this philosophy that has been out there that men should never wear shorts.
Why is that?
Because it's unbecoming of men. That they should always wear pants no matter what.
Well, back in the day,
that's a traditional viewpoint.
Yeah, because back in the day, you were called if you were underage, they'd call you in short pants, and when you became of age, then you were long pants. That's how boy to man transition was described 100 years ago.
And then it became boys to men. Tom Ford,
yes,
the famous designer, he would always argue that a man should never wear shorts in the city, the office, or at nice dinners. And they should be worn only for sports or if you're on the beach.
Well, there you have it.
Well, how do you feel about that?
I don't pay a lot of attention. Now, the late Norma Wallner, who kind of ran this place years ago here at KMOX, she'd get on you for wearing jeans to work.
Oh, yeah. There used to be a collar and tie around here kind of thing.
Yeah.
And COVID killed all that.
Yeah. Yeah, but she was great, Norma. But boy, she'd give you that eyeball. You come walking in here with jeans on.
Now, Kevin Wheeler showed up in shorts the other day when it was really hot.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not doing that. Forget these pants. I got to tell you, I wear jeans to work. So it's not like I'm not being fancy here. I'm just wearing pants.
Pants are important.
I feel like I should give some sort of, professionalism.
Yeah.
But this week I might be shorten it up a couple of days.
Well, I can handle it. I won't be here Wednesday, but I'll be here the rest of the week. So
you can handle the shorts if I do it?
Yeah.
Now
wear your shorts.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I'll see if anybody notices. All right, now how about this?
Yes.
I got a buddy, and I actually have two friends that no matter what, it doesn't matter what the temperature is, unless they are at a wedding or it's a business thing or work or whatever, they're always in shorts.
Okay.
If I tell you, if it's -10,
they're still in shorts.
They're still in shorts.
Huh. That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of having clothes is when it's cold is so you're not cold.
That's what I said. But I think my one buddy, Tom, I think he's trying to prove a point. I think he's just wearing the shorts just to say that he's doing it.
And what does that do for him?
I don't know. I think he thinks he's being a troll.
I wonder if there are people that just physically don't feel cold. You know what I mean? Like the cold hits you and your skin for whatever reason doesn't,
Well, I think that's truer with your legs than your upper body.
Probably right, yeah.
Like I could walk outside and be out there comfortably for a little bit if it's, 0 or 10 below. I can be out there in shorts for a little bit and I'm fine. But if I step out there and I got a T-shirt on, no.
Oh, no, you start shivering.
Yeah, right away.
It's horrible.
Yeah, because all your vital organs are up there.
They're all right there.
Maybe we should both do shorts tomorrow.
I'm not doing shorts.
Can I tell you guys, over the weekend was at a backyard show with our friend Chris Myhill.
Yeah, hey, Chris.
It was super humid out. We're all wearing shorts, and a guy comes walking in wearing some cool pants and a cool long sleeve dress shirt. And I thought, man, he looks so cool. But I'm the one who's comfortable, and I have to decide every day: do I want to look nice or do I want to be comfortable? And at that outdoor show, I chose to be comfortable and not, sweat.
Well, that's what you would do.
But I was jealous of the pants guy.
The pants guy.
That he looks cool.
He looked cool.
Yeah.
But I think inside he was probably miserable.
Oh, yeah, and he's probably sweating like a pig out there.
Yeah.
I got a friend who does jeans pretty much all the time, and he will sometimes wear long sleeves, and he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But if it's 97, it's not good.
Not good.
No, not like right now.
I could have opted for the long sleeve today, but I didn't.
Yeah. That's right.
Nice.
Should we do it tomorrow?
Let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anything you missed on the Odyssey app, KMOX.com, or wherever you get your podcasts, we got our full show. We have segments, anything you want. It's all there, right there for you. And if you missed last week and you want to go listen, you can do that too. We will be back tomorrow, John Hancock and me, at 9 o'clock on the Chris and Amy show. But coming up next, it is the Gas House Gang. Tom Ackerman joins me. We've got Greg Amsinger. We've got Mike Claiborne coming up. The Gas House Gang is next on KMOX. I am wearing pants today. I don't like wearing pants.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.